At Plastic City Comic-Con, we will have panels. We have 4 different panels planned. First up, it's Author Conversations with Will Murray and Matt Serafini. Next up is Jorge Medina with a panel all about creating comics for young readers. We will have the hosts of the hot podcast, Greg's Cryptid Corner, to teach us all about cryptids. And last is the popular Artist Sketch-Off, hosted by the one and only Johnny C. Join us for panels and so much more at Plastic City Comic-Con on Saturday, August 22nd in Leominster, Massachusetts. Admission is just $10 and kids 12 and under are free. See you there!
Hey comic fans, want the ultimate VIP experience at Plastic City Comic-Con? This year, the first 50 VIP ticket holders get an incredible gift bag packed with exclusives. Score a 6x9 Batman print by the legendary Joe St. Pierre and get it signed on site. Next up, the limited 11x17 Backrooms and Simpsons mashup, numbered 1 through 50. Grab yours and get it signed by Scott McFarlane of Angry Dad Comics. You'll receive a rare mystery variant cover comic, courtesy of Mellow Fellow Trading, and a random mystery gift from Sky Boyven and other Plastic City guests. All of this can be yours for just $20. Get your VIP tickets today at plasticcitycomiccon.com. The con runs Saturday, August 22nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with VIP early entry at 9 a.m. Don't miss out! These VIP gifts are limited to the first 50. Grab your ticket now and level up your con experience at Plastic City Comic Con.
Indie Comics Relay, we're here at the Burlington Public Library, and check out this line. I think they're all for us.
Hey guys, is this the line for Blue?
Actually, yeah, it is the line for Blue.
The Plastic City Comic Con is proud to present our Kids Workshop, brought to you by KidsCon New England. There will be lots of fun and creative activities, just for kids. Don't miss a full day of creative fun with your host, Emily Druin, creator of KidsCon New England. There will be drawing, coloring, and crafts, drawing a doodle mural, and mask making all day. From 10:30 to 11:30, there's a superhero and Pokemon art workshop. From 12 to 1, learn to draw and craft Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and game characters. From 1:30 to 2:30, it's Princess Storytime and designing crowns. And from 3 to 4, design a superhero and create a comic. The Kids Con is included with admission to Plastic City Comic Con, and kids 12 and under are free with a paid adult. Join us at the Doubletree Hilton in Leominster on Saturday, August 22nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit plasticcitycomiccon.com for more information.
Hey wrestling fans, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man here, inviting you to join me in Leominster, Massachusetts for the Plastic City Comic-Con, Saturday, August the 22nd. I'll be there signing autographs and taking pictures with all you fans. Hope to see you there. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic-Con. With me is always Johnny C., creator of Sartana, the comic, surrounded by death and the pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco.
Absolutely. And our third co-host, the Time Lord of Tangents himself, Harry G. What's up, fellas?
Hey, everybody.
What's
Not
going
too much.
on?
How are you guys holding up?
So
You got your voice sounds a little.
you can tell the energy levels down from me and Johnny. We just
Little
got
bit,
back
little
from 3 days of Terrificon, which is,
Yep.
I think I gotta start. Johnny, what do you think of this? I gotta start when we have a big 3-day convention like this, or even if it's like, I don't know, 2 days or 1 day. Maybe we start like doing back-to-back episodes and take that week off or something. I don't know. What do you think? Like, just to have a recovery time,
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm still definitely not at 100%. Like, for perspective, like when you like walk all day, or if you're on your feet all day,
Yeah.
typically you just go to bed, you're vertical, and you go to your feet hurt before you go to bed, right?
Yeah.
And then you get vertical or you get horizontal, and then you sleep a good night's sleep, and then they're better. You wake up in the morning, they're good, right?
Yeah.
Sunday morning, I woke up.
A little bit.
It does. I can tell the difference, and I remember back in the day when all the big shows used to be carpeted, and then after COVID, they got rid of that. And a lot of the reason why they got rid of it is because it's expensive to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when your foot is hitting that concrete all day long, that's hard.
Hard. I always bring like a rubber mat with me to put behind the table to help.
Right.
But even then, I find myself like I always stand up to meet somebody, but then I always find it a few minutes later I'm sitting back down, just because it's like, even with the rubber mat, it's like it's brutal,
Yeah. The carpet, I guess, was a little like a rollover from the previous show that was in the venue that they couldn't quite get it switched over in time.
Okay, so it wasn't intentional.
No, it's not. It wasn't an intentional thing, and because Mitch made the announcement going out, everybody's asking about the carpet. Don't get too used to it, otherwise I'd have to raise your booth rates.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
It's very expensive. That's like a $60,000 to $70,000 add-on.
Holy shit, really?
Like, that's expensive to do that. So to that point, I get it. I get not wanting to do it, but for the attendee or even for the exhibitor where you're on your feet all day, like, that's invaluable. It really does make a little bit of a difference. And on top of that, I bring my own carpeting for our booth, like their tiles.
Yeah.
So it literally, I'm on like nice soft cushion, but even doing that, my feet were still killing me all day.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it's a lot. As we talk about the show, I was going to bring in our first guest early, and we already talked to him in the green room. He was actually at Terrificon as well. So, like, as we're, I figured we'd spend like the first, 15 minutes or so just talking about the show and what we thought. So, bringing in tonight's first guest is Jorge Medina, one of our favorites. What's up, George?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you there all 3 days? I forget.
No, I got there Saturday morning. I was there Saturday and Sunday at the show. And I heard you guys talking about the carpet. And it did. I mean, as an attendee walking around, it made a huge difference.
Did it?
For us, yeah, man.
I wonder if he proposed, like, if everybody paid a little bit of money, a little more money to have that, I wonder if people would be for it.
Like, you mean like the guests or like attendees?
Both. Like, attendees, I feel attendees are walking around just as much as us, and
it's it sounded like the way he phrased it when he announced it that he would raise booth rates.
Okay, so
I think he would put it on the vendors, and that would not be a good thing to do.
Yeah, right. Jeff says he felt like he was walking around on Jupiter today. Amy said that the carpet helped with noise control. I think that was a little bit true.
Yeah.
You didn't have that quite as much echo, I guess,
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Yeah. I will say, like, and I know we're talking about the show. And so obviously you guys have the perspective of being behind the table, right? I have the perspective of walking around the show, just experiencing. first, I want to say it's my favorite show of the year. Like, Terrificon is my favorite show. I mean, Johnny and I, we do New York Comic Con, and that's a great show because it's New York Comic Con. But I love Terrificon. I say that to say the prices to get in are getting a little high. Yeah. Like, and how not much just was it to get in at all conventions? So Saturday was $49. Which I don't know why just not just make it 50. I guess 49 makes you feel like you're still paying under $50.
Yeah, it gives you that illusion that you're paying less, but you're not really,
99. And then Sunday was $42. I think Friday was $45. But if you buy the 3-day pass, it's $132 to get in the show.
It's weird with
that's still cheaper. That's still cheaper than Boston. I think it was. I saw that it was like I was thinking about going to Boston Fan Expo, and it was like I think like $60 to get in Saturday, a 1-day pass. So
this is
expensive.
Yeah, that's
something's
what I mean.
Gonna happen here because
plus $60 to get in plus $35 for parking.
Ooh,
it's like $95 right there. I know.
Just to go. That's like a
that's right.
That's a theme park. It's like going to Six Flags.
Right.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, so what I see happening is if they keep doing this, vendors are going to leave because they're not making money, and then you have no show, right? Mm-hmm. Like, or
who knows? So, maybe the parking lot was carpeted.
Comic Cons won't go away; they would just transform. The way they've transformed over the years, right? So where they would expand and contract, I think some of the bigger shows might regress a little bit. And I honestly, in going to San Diego year after year since 2009, I could see how things have kind of regressed a little bit in the ways. Like there isn't the same amount of giveaways or, signing opportunities that are like very open like they used to be,
Yeah.
I will say though, Harry, to your point about the parking, the good thing about it is that parking is free. So we didn't pay for parking. Yeah. You get there early enough, anytime, whatever. You just use your parking lot. You can use the casino parking lot, and you're in there, and it's for free. So you are paying $49 to get in, but the parking is free. I just think that when you're paying $49, right? Let's say, for example, you're going with a family. You're $49, $50. You're in the hole, $200 right before you even walk in the door. And then to Amy's point, now you got to pay anywhere between $160, $100 for that celebrity, whatever. And what do you have left for anything else? So I don't know, man. It's those prices are just getting very high.
Yeah, and like I feel like like with San Diego and New York, they get the numbers, so like you make money. You make money just because there's so many people there, and I think Terrificon's at least on that level on Saturday. I know Saturday was crazy this year. Mm-hmm. The other 2 days were busy, but not like Saturday. So I don't know. But yeah.
Also, I can't speak about Terrificon, but I know Boston. It seems like every year they have the same guests. Like William Shatner's there every single year. I mean, he's like in his 90s, so I'm sure it's gonna, he won't be around too much longer. But how many like the Hobbits have been there like 5 years in a row, like the same people, the same people every year. So the good thing about that is, I mean, you can save money on celebrities because it's the same ones. Just pick one you haven't met yet. And like. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Johnny, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, I was telling somebody at the show this weekend that Terrificon kind of feels a little bit like a Goldilocks show where it's not too big, it's not too small. The celebrity levels are within respectable, within a respectable amount. The attendees are a nice eclectic mix of dedicated comic book fans, celebrity, autograph seekers, and just common audience that comes in from the casino. You know what I mean? So, and it's also geographically positioned where you're getting like this New England audience, but also some spillover from New York.
Yeah.
So like, it was really awesome to see Omar, his brother, you, Jonathan, individuals who I normally see in like the New York shows. Well, I mean, you guys travel, so I see you a lot, but still, like seeing Omar was great. Just because normally it's because of Terrificon being where it is geographically, literally, you know.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of New York Knicks hats that I saw there was crazy. I was like,
oh, really?
Out of control. But Harry, you mentioned the celebrities. I did. So I went to one of the panels for ElfQuest, the ElfQuest panel. And, they were there, and I went to the table afterwards, and I was like, man, their panel was great, by the way. It was very informative. It's like, how do you know you're good enough? That was the panel. How do you know you're good enough as an indie creator? And I thought it was a great panel. Yeah. So I went to talk to them afterwards, and I said, man, it'd be great if you guys were here last year. And she mentioned that Mitch likes to kind of like alternate his guests. So he doesn't have the same guests. So like Joe Jusko was there last year. He wasn't there this year. They were there this year. So they may not be there next year because somebody else will take their spot to kind of like be a guest next year because he likes to keep it fresh. So maybe that's just the way he does things at the show.
I feel like he has like the perfect the equation for like celebrity guests versus comic pros. Like the comic pros seem to like it's almost like 3-2, you know, like it's there's a lot of celebrities, but
who were the big ones this year that went? Anybody?
Probably like Leia Thompson and Priscilla Presley, right?
Ron Perlman was there, I think.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Frank Wally, which I would have kind of liked to meet. I like that kid. Yeah. And that kid, he's like freaking 60 years old, but like I love that Career Opportunities movie he was in. Yeah. I wanted to kind of meet him, but a lot of voice actors this year. I think it was all the X-Men 97 people, I think. And,
cool.
I think the Peacemaker cast was there too.
Yeah, the Peacemaker cast.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian Thompson, who was Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, like wasn't he like hanging out at your booth like Friday night?
Well, so we very graciously offer all of our celebrity guests of that show coffee from our booth for free. Because we want to be able to interact with them, and we want them to have really good quality coffee, right? So I mean, it's allowed me so many awesome photo ops, including one of my favorites, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe to the booth, and was just
my god,
thrilled by that.
Johnny, have you watched the fourth installment of Dark Side of the Ring? With
it's the next one. I just finished the TNA one. Now that one's my next one.
I'd never seen anything more gruesome than that match with that he was in with
I haven't seen it yet either.
I'm so excited. I might watch it tonight. I'm so excited to watch it.
Oh my god.
But to that point, we sent coffee down through one of the runners, and I didn't know who it was for. It was just the order. And then so at night, at the end of the show, Brian Thompson, completely with no handlers, like a complete G, just leaves on his own accord. He looks over and he sees the booth. And he goes, "Oh, you're the gentleman who have been serving me the coffee today." And he just like completely, very personally comes into the booth. He's talking to everybody. He comes behind my bar. "Oh, what's this coffee maker?" Then we had a battery pack. He wanted to know the wattage of the battery pack. Like we were like, this was fucking Best Buy. Like he was so personable, so kind, so friendly, which was weird because he's always playing a villain in the most dastardly of villains.
Yeah.
So
like, was he like the alien bounty hunter
kind,
in the
it was just
X-Files?
such a Yes. He was and even in Joe Dirt, he played the Buffalo Bill spoof character. You know what I mean? Like he's such a good villain, but that goes to show he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So we got a good photo with him. He was
so awesome.
Obliged photos. And then we also had Diedrich Bader, who was cool. I primarily know him from Drew Carey.
Yeah.
And then also Office Space. He's the neighbor, like one of the best
Napoleon
like side characters.
Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So much.
So every time he'd walk by, I'd be like, "You're the man, Mr. Bader." He'd turn around and he'd be like, "No, you're the man." So the third time I was like, "Can I take a photo?" And he came over and obliged photos with me and Brian, which was cool too.
That's
also
awesome.
Shout out to Brian Lafferty for fucking helping me this weekend.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done any of this without his help. That guy is fucking true blue.
You guys are awesome in that space. I mean, you've been there how many years now?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years. And I feel like we finally hit a cohesive stride for our sales strategy because, we're just working together pretty good, like cohesively, like putting bundles together, the promo. He's got a comic launching soon too.
Yeah.
So I felt really good about introducing him to a lot of other creators and kind of helping him get his foot like in the indie industry too. You know what I mean?
And the other thing I was going to say, Johnny, that it probably helps that you've been in the same area every year. Like they bounce
the same spot.
Yeah.
Well,
same spot, which is and it probably helps that people know where that is every year and they can count on it. Like me and Amy get bounced all over that place.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, Keith, like I think, like again, walking into the spot, right? So as soon as you walk into Terrificon, like you make a left, and let's say you want to start at the first aisle on your left. As soon as you round that corner, all you see is Johnny's giant freaking, just just set up. And like, but the banner is just like the espresso, whatever, it's like it's there.
Yeah.
So everybody like, and it's funny because everybody thinks it's real, like not that it's not real coffee, it is real coffee, but everybody thinks you're a real coffee shop, like that you have lattes, that you have cappuccino, that you have all kinds of stuff. And how many times you have to tell them not a real coffee, like you have to give it, but that kind of helps the pitch of the comic as well. But but my point is you see it,
Are there any other refreshments or food around that area? Because if not, that's another smart idea to have. Like,
there was a lemonade or dirty soda person this year that I haven't seen before, and then wasn't there a bar almost going into that other room at the beginning of the convention? The other room that had like Jim Lee and all those guys.
There's like a pretzel stand there.
They're something like that, like a snack thing or something.
They closed it off because you used to be able to walk through outside, but they closed that off.
I was going to say my quadrant of the floor is like a more food friendly booth area. So like that's kind of primarily where you get your like either snack items. Like there's a really awesome truck that comes in that does some of the best jerky I've ever had. There's actually another coffee vendor that wasn't brewing on site, just selling bagged stuff. And another who else? Oh, there was also a dirty soda booth. So for anybody, if coffee wasn't your thing, dirty soda.
It was like,
but I mean, like
to your right too. It was like
what's
fudge.
That?
It was like a fudge booth or something too.
What I'm gonna say, if you're a food vendor, like a fudge person or a brownie person or a coffee person, like you must make a killing there, because if you're walking around all day and your feet, how many calories you burn, you must be dying at the end of the day, or during the middle of the day, you want to get some nourishment, you must make a killing,
Honestly, the majority of my patronage comes from vendors.
Yeah, I was just going to say
because they can't get out too far to get a cup of coffee, so they'll come to me.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I gotta say, it's a shameless plug here, but Johnny, you have some really good coffee. It's not just like it's really good; like it really is good coffee. So,
what's your secret, Johnny? What's your secret ingredient?
There are secrets there. I'll tell the secrets if you really want to know. It's what it is. It's quality all around. It's the method of brew, and it's the freshness from the beans.
Colombia.
There you go.
That's not my cocaine, man.
Yeah, right. And then I'm gonna try to get the panel that I was on Friday night. Like
that's cool.
Dude.
Now,
that's dope.
Congrats on that, Keith, because that's amazing. Like
I missed that, man.
To be able to share a panel with like such great talent is awesome. Like I always the San Diego. I was on the panel with Matt Dinneman, who's the creator of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Like the audience was there for him. So to kind of like co-op a little bit of his shine was nice. So totally like same thing for you. I'm so happy you had that opportunity.
Me too, dude. I honestly thought it was just going to be me and a couple other indie creators. It's John Johnson who does a radio show about comics. Johnson. He does a real radio, like for a radio station on Connecticut. Broadcasting. I forget what the station ID is, but he's the one that put it together. Like he does panels for Mitch all the time, and he's told me to come to the panel, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll be a guest. And then I arrived there, and it's like Phil Russert from Philbo, it's Al Milgram, classic penciler, inker for Marvel, and then CB Cebulski, who was the editor-in-chief at Marvel up until like a month ago, but he's still involved in like I think he's not the editor-in-chief, but he's relations for like overseas talent stuff now.
Yeah,
like getting comics into Japan and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see it at first, but after the panel, John like set that up perfectly with the personalities there because Al Milgrom was like kind of like the comic relief of the panel. Like he would joke around. If you ever went and met him, he's such a nice guy. This is the first time I've ever met him.
Yeah.
And I talked to him throughout the weekend. What a sweet guy. I ended up giving him a copy of Mighty Mascots. Nice. He told me he had to sneak it into his house because his wife doesn't want him to bring stuff home anymore. But he wants to read it. So, and then CB couldn't have been nicer. And then Phil, so CB had a point of view from the big corporate Marvel. Yeah. The panel was called The Future of Comics, which it actually turned into talking about the business of comics rather than the future of comics, which was good. And everybody that was there, it was like half full, but everybody that saw it, I would run into people over the weekend and be like, that was the best panel I've seen in a long time, stuff like that. But it was cool because I had the indie perspective on like the business. Phil had like the indie distributor kind of perspective, and CB had the big Marvel corporation perspective. And then Al would talk about, he's not very business minded, but he would talk about certain things that he tried to get going in comics. But
how
also
it affects the creatives, I would assume. Right?
Yeah. And also he like I said, he was the comic relief. So it ended up being so good, and I was shocked. Hey, look at this, Dean Haspel.
What's the outlook? What's the outlook look like?
What's up, Dean? What's happening August 22nd?
Hell yeah.
August you know 22nd. What's happening, man. We'll see you there. I'll send you an email with all the details and stuff later this week. But yeah, Dean's coming on Plastic City. Can't wait. That's happening on the 22nd.
Can't wait for that. It's going to be an awesome show. Also, big shout out to Sigma Comics.
Yeah, look at that. Love these guys. Johnny C's comics sold out, and we're going to tear into Mighty Mascots after I'm done with our outline for book 4 of Calico. Go Indie Comics Relay. I love it. Yeah, it was great to see him as well.
Yeah.
And the weekend was kind of a blur to me. Like it was just all over the place. But the highlight for me was that panel. Like I don't go on many panels, so all of that was really cool, So I was really, it was awesome. Yeah. How about you guys? Did you have any awesome experiences this weekend that you wanted to talk about, or?
Yeah, I think so. When I go to these conventions, obviously it's good to see you guys, and I love hanging out with like my indie friends and like just taking pictures and walking around the floor, the dollar bins and all that other stuff, supporting you guys. But I also like to check out the panels. And, when I used to go to conventions back in the days, I feel like a lot of the conventions panels were a big thing. Panels, whether it was an indie creator, whether it was, I remember when Wizard World was around still, and they did one in Philly. I went to see Michael Turner, rest in peace, when he was still alive. He was putting out Soulfire, his first comic, and he was handing out free copies of the book because he was promoting it. And he did a panel where he was drawing live and handed out the drawing to like a kid in the audience. Like panels were fun. They were freaking cool. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of these conventions kind of have gone away from panels. So it's nice to see. Big shout out to you guys at Plastic City this weekend. You're going to have 4 panels, one day show with 4 panels, and they sound like they're really cool. So like, I think that part of it is good for the fan to be able to go in, meet a celebrity like in a panel, not where you have to wait online and wait to go behind the curtain because they won't let them take pictures outside of it. That sucks. It's nice to sit in the panel and just be able to see this celebrity. So I think that, like I was talking about ElfQuest, their panel was freaking cool. And I wish I had been there on Friday because I definitely would have checked out your panel. But I definitely sat in on that panel, and that was fun. Like I love just sitting there, just listening to like the stories. I sat in the Chris Claremont had a panel with Louise Simonson, and
that must have been a good one.
Yeah. So that was fun. So yeah, the panels I think were one of the highlights for me. Just being able to sit there and just listen to some of these.
I love hearing the stories from the good old days of comics.
Exactly.
Even like when you listen to a good podcast with a comic guest, and they just reminisce about like, oh yeah, I studied under this guy or whatever, like whatever they're talking about, and it's stuff to them that's probably they think is boring, but all of us are like, we're like absorbing it, we love it, so one thing I do, our sales were okay this year, but the one thing that I was really happy about with the sales, and Johnny, you sounds like you had the same thing, but most of our sales were comics this year. Like it wasn't like, usually Amy outsells me with her artwork and our, her prints and stuff. But this year the comics outsold her stuff. So I feel like that's a win, even though it was less money overall, but.
Do you feel like the pricing of the comics helped? Like how you were priced? Did you price the comics differently at all? Yeah.
No, I mean, I try to do package deals. So, like my Mighty Mascots stuff, I do a bundle of all 10 issues for like $25.
That's great.
Yeah. And then you get all this free stuff like bookmarks and things like that. And then I started doing that with the Kids Switch 1 and 2. I did $10 for 1 and 2. And then you got like a mini print by Ryan. And it helped that Ryan was next to me because I had him sign, the prints as they were going out. And, we don't charge money for the autograph, but I'm assuming people think it's like just an added bonus that we do sign it. You know what I mean? Like nowadays. Yeah. Although, the prices for comics were all over the place though, huh? Like, I noticed.
But I feel like $5 is that sweet spot. Like when they see 2 comics for $10 just fly out of their pockets, and now because they're getting 2 comics, and then you're giving them something else for free. I feel like they find that to be a deal. You know what I mean? And like
I try to match
it's even crazier. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I try to match the industry prices. You know what I mean? Like everything's $5 now. So if I can match that, like, but I feel like a lot of indie guys go way overboard, like 20, 15, and I'm like, I guess like, if you can get that money, go for it, all power to you. But to me, it just seems like a harder sell. You know?
And this goes back to like what you're paying at the door. If I'm paying $50 to get in, and then I'm paying $25 for one comic or a 24-page comic or something like that, as a consumer, it's tough, because I want to go get some coffee too. You know what I'm saying, Johnny?
That's right. That's what I thought about with celebrities too. Like if celebrities were to sell, photo ops or autographs for, like $50, or $40, you probably get a lot more people lining up than if you're selling it for $80 or I don't understand that. I mean, I'm sure somebody would pay the asking price, but like if you probably get a lot more traffic at your booth.
So it's funny that you say that, because I was reflecting with Brian about overall how much we've made, because Terrificon is always my biggest show, and a lot of it has to do with the coffee. But in prior years, I made way more money with charging less for the coffee. I used to charge $3. Now I charge $5. I just have to, because the coffee actual grounds went up. So I had to do it. I didn't want to, but I had to. And then
still not bad.
Right, but I would make more then charging less than I did now.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Charging more. And I'm like, what's the difference here? And Brian made some really great points. He goes, oh, well, yeah, you did sell a lot of books, but you had higher tier books in the past. And he reminded me of all the anthologies I was in. He goes, remember the Cthulhu books? And then that totally occurred to me. It was like, I was part of that anthology that was these nice, like hardcover books. You know what I mean? And people will pay for quality. And to that point, I noticed a lot of the We Suck at Comics coming through my booth. The volume 2, that's a hardcover, where people were buying that, then coming through looking for the signature and the signatures.
Oh, that's cool.
To that point, it goes to show that where people are spending, they're spending on quality. If they see something they like, and especially that volume 2 of We Suck at Comics, that cover is like awesome. It's got such a great, like, like multicolor splash. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Dean's comment.
Yeah. Pull it up.
He said, I sell my comics $15, $20 because I'm Dean motherfucking Haspel. But also I'm not making Marvel and DC comics. Can't compare. Bottom line, I'm selling comics you can't get in the store, but I respect if folks don't want to pay that price. So the difference between, I would say, Dean's a name though. He's done stuff in the industry, and I think he can get away with that higher price. And it's not a slam to him. I'm talking about guys that are on my level or below me
I agree.
that are charging that stuff, and the product might not look as good as, or the quality could be all over the place. Who knows?
Right. But I think but to that point though, Dean's books are nice. All of them look very well printed. And then on top of that, where he said it himself, the stuff that you can't get in the store. And I think that's part of what makes indie so beautiful. And that's what makes these books so special, is because, it's a chance encounter. I met this creator. This work spoke to me directly. It's not something I just patronized at a store. It didn't feel like a product. It felt like an experience. I connected with somebody on that level. And then in turn, that's very indie. Then you find this person, you follow them, you become a fan. And then ultimately, if they grow into being somebody huge, a star, whatever, you were with them at the ground level. It's that personal interactive experience of, patronizing somebody at a Comic-Con and getting connected to their art and their creative spirit. Like that in and of itself is priceless.
Dean says Mighty Mascots rules everything. One thing I was gonna say too, one comment I heard this weekend, and I think it was by the Fugitive Poem guys, next to shout out to them. Mm-hmm. But they were saying to me too, to think about our comics as like boutique, and that's why you could charge more. But I get that, on a level, but also does the customer get that? You know what I mean? Does the average con attendee know that you're boutique? They just see a comic book. You know what I mean? So you got to think like that too. You got to put yourself in the shoes of someone coming to the convention and looking at comics, and
Depends if you're the salesman for it, right? Think about Wolf of Wall Street selling that pen, right?
That's
you could sell anybody anything if you hype it enough to be something that they they want.
You gotta make you gotta. It's almost like
8:47 p.m. Eastern time.
To your point, Johnny, I think
a Flav clock necklace.
I think you got to make it a need, right? It's not just something that they want. It's like you need this. You need to read this comic. You need this comic. Respect yourself before you rank yourself.
Hey, Jeremy, good to see you, man. I got to see him for 2 seconds on Friday night.
Shout out to Jeremy for his awesome chocolate chip cookies. Let me tell you.
And Jeremy, you got to get me that video for that panel, man. Jeremy was filming the panel too. So
cool.
Yeah, I want to get it because I'm gonna play it on the ICR channel once I get it.
Good.
I'll put it up. Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about some great stuff, and I feel like people should see it.
Perfect. Yeah.
Also, it's great seeing Dan from Bigfoot Knows Karate.
Oh,
first time meeting that guy.
Yes. I you know what pissed me off? I went over there finally on Sunday. I wanted to meet Chris and
they were already gone.
Oh shit! What's the other guys? Drew. I wanted to meet both of those guys, but they had left early.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
I know.
I was like, I wanted to meet both of those guys because they come on the show a lot too.
Yeah.
I saw them on Saturday, and then they were gone.
Have they been on your show, George? Have they been on your show?
Yes. Yeah. Dan, Drew. Yeah. Chris, they've been on. Yeah. They're great. They're great.
Of course, great seeing the Wayward Raven guys as well.
Yes. I didn't get to see them all that much. I was hoping they were going to come out to dinner with us, but we
had a large crew.
We did.
We have this secret spot that we go to at Terrificon that's off site, and it was normally it was 4 to 6 people. Mm-hmm. And then we had maybe 20 people. Roughly. It was ridiculous.
Well, what's great is like you said, it's a secret space. So there was maybe what, 8 other people eating there at the so they were able to still serve a big group like that.
Well, the word must be out too, though, because I saw John Escobalis there as well, and I was like, oh damn, there people are finding out about the sweet spot. You know what I mean? Like
someone's talking, Johnny. Someone's talking.
Someone's letting the secret out. And they were very gracious to let us stay. Literally right up until 9:58, and then they came over. They shut off wrestling. They're like, "You guys got to get the hell out."
Yeah, someone was telling me you guys were still there, like at 10 o'clock, 10:30, still talking.
Well, no, Collision wasn't over yet, but we were still chit chatting, kind of like slowly making our way out the door.
Yeah,
and the guy came over. He goes, "Hey, we're shutting down." He shut off.
Johnny must have been pissed.
I was like, well, no, I was like, oh, I know he means business when the TV goes off.
Yeah, that's serious. Yeah, that's serious.
JD Rosario. I haven't seen this guy in a long time. What's up, JD? Had the best coffee ever at Terrificon.
He walked the floor on Sunday. He was there on Sunday.
Oh, did he? I missed him then. I wonder.
Yeah.
Justice for JD and Reed Pop. Let me tell you, man, that's some shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. The comments are coming in crazy. I agree. Some of the best coffee at Terrificon.
Yes, indeed.
Someone is talking. Don't they know you're Italian, Johnny?
I'm an Italian Scorpio from Naples. Oh. They don't even know. Shit.
Dr. Mask, it was great to see him too.
Yeah.
He was there, I think, all 3 days, and he was getting his comic out there too from on the floor.
I just hope I get to try some elixir sometime in the near future.
Right? Yeah. He talked about that, right? A little bit, like trying to come up with something. That was cool. Yeah, cool idea. I mean, hey, any way you can brand it, right, Johnny?
Absolutely. And thank you for your support, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you, JD. I would have loved to shake in your hand, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe next time, man. Maybe next time.
Dude, I gotta say, you guys were saying, you were talking about Ryan, and I checked out the book that they had. It's really good.
Yeah, did you like it? Did you like it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the book. Yeah.
They've got 6 issues or in the can or something like that.
Yeah. It's funny to hear him talk about the stress of like hitting deadlines, and that's part of like what we have to do, right? Is hit those deadlines when we're doing these books, and it's like it can get
Yeah. I mean, those guys are trying to, like keep, I forget what they're doing. They're trying to do like 3-4 books a year. So like each issue, I think, they give Ryan like 3 or 4 months to get done and stuff,
Well, because they're going into distribution, right?
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and Dr. Mass said to save him a couple bags of coffee at Plastic Johnny.
Oh, I'll have to see if I can. I might not. So actually, I might not have coffee at Plastic. I'll have to see if I can pull that together.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks, Johnny, to get this shit done.
I start my new job too, so like I'm juggling.
Oh God, yeah, you got so much going on.
I got a lot on my plate.
Johnny, if you let me know if you need the table or not. Like, if you don't think you can get something together, I could probably sell it to somebody right away. If you just want to walk around or whatever, that's up to you. But if you think you can get some shit together in the next 2 weeks to sell, it's
let me figure it out, because I was already thinking of some alternatives.
Okay.
But, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know either way, or if you want to just gift it to somebody else or share it with somebody, you can too.
That's an idea. Yeah.
I'm pretty easy going with that.
I would bring Brian in, but he's coming back from his honeymoon.
Make it, right?
Oh, that's right.
That day.
Yeah, that's right. He said he's going to try to make it. Travis.
Oh my God,
wait, Johnny is.
That's right.
Again.
This is going to be the unavoidable moment. I'm gonna have to meet Travis Gibb. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! You know how long I've gone without meeting this guy, and now I have to meet Travis Gibb. I don't know what to do. I'm in crisis here.
Hey, Dean has a good idea. You could be the roaming barista.
That wouldn't be bad. Having just like a little mini bar, you can just roll around, mix drinks. That'd be that's not a bad idea right there. You know those unicycle, like motorized unicycle things?
Yeah, right.
I'd be like a robo barista. Fuck this fucking guy. Hey, stop. Travis, you and fucking Tony James need to cut the shit. That's all I gotta say about that, all right? I'm gonna say it very publicly right now on the air. Cigars, cigarettes, coffee, yes. Lucky strikes.
Oh shit, Johnny, that'd be perfect for you, man.
Triple C.
He says I knew Johnny would find a way not to be in the same room as me. We're gonna make that happen at Plastic City.
I'm gonna try to be like out of frame on every photo.
Get one of the boxes, like at
cool.
the ball games, Johnny, that you can carry around.
That's actually a good idea.
Yes, that's right.
You could be Johnny C. And Johnny, everything you sell should start with C, like coffee, cigarettes.
There you go.
Cigars.
Hey, smoke up, Johnny. They're
C.
great.
Candy, cigarettes, coffee.
Candy.
Candy apples.
Any other thoughts from Terrificon that you guys wanted to mention? Any observations? Anything else you notice about the show?
I will say I like the setup. So you walk in and you walk into the vendors, right? When you first walk in, you go through the vendors and all stuff. As you walking through, in order for you to get to the celebrities, you got to go through Artist Alley. You know what I mean? You go to Artist Alley, then you go to the artists, and then you go to the celebrities in the back. So I like the fact that they have celebrities in the back. So you have to walk through to see them, and then to get out, you got to walk through again because there's only one way to get out that way. So I like the way it's set up because then it gives you more of a chance for you guys to see people, walk through your aisle as they're going for the celebrities. So I think that I like that also about the show.
Oh yeah, the flow is nice there. I do like how he has the celebrities in the back. It's laid out very much like if you know anything about retail stores,
right?
The retail stores always put the best stuff or the newest stuff in the back. So you have to go through the entire place. Yeah. So if I don't consider the celebrities the best stuff, but I get it from a normie point of view.
Sure, yeah.
Like that those are the exciting things at a convention. But it's always it's that, then all the big comic pros, then Artist Alley, and then everything else. So it's like it's just laid out really well. The only thing that bugs me with Terrificon, and I don't think it's the convention's fault, it's just that sometimes you can get lost in there because there is so much to look at. You know what I mean? And I think one thing that helped me this year is I did less stuff. Like I just did comics. I don't have any. I didn't put any tchotchkes on my table. I didn't do anything like that. I just did all the comics and the graphic novels, and that's it. Yeah. And I think it helped move comics this year for me, honestly. So, go ahead, Johnny.
One thing I was going to say is that, like I said before, I think Terrificon is very much a Goldilocks show. I think anybody, not just in the Northeast, not just on the East Coast, I think most creators in the U.S. need to look at Terrificon as a show and a show that you should consider traveling to exhibit at, because it's got that energy, it's got that vibe, and I'm almost afraid of it getting too big where it doesn't, because here's the thing. We've experienced 2 years of Terrificon where it was up against Fan Expo. Right. And even though that was happening, they were widely attended days, especially in the heat. Like, this was a very nice weekend, right? Where people could have been out doing other things. A lot of people came to Terrificon this weekend. And then now when you look to next year, it doesn't going to have a competing thing that same weekend. Fan Expo is moving to December. Right. So next year's Terrificon is going to be fucking bananas. It's just going to be nuts.
It's going to be nuts.
Come to the show, come prepared, and be ready to sell and make money next year, Terrificon 2027.
I just hope the year after that they don't go back to this same weekend bullshit that they've been doing. I hope. We'll see what happens, but I hope they stay separate, and I hope that ends up being the end of that. Everyone being the same weekend. 2028. I probably won't be able to make it to Terrificon
because San Diego is going to be in August that year.
Really?
Really?
Because of the Olympics.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's going to be interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
Huh. That's good. Well, because both those shows are going to run into problems with guests because
he may have to move it.
Yeah, they may have to because who's going? I mean, of all the big people are at San Diego, who you getting? You know, it's going to be all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting. But I know we have our second guest coming up, but I do want to talk real quick, George, about your book real quick. The reason you're on here, and you didn't come on to give us a Terrificon after report, but
here for his health.
But that's a testament to how friendly we all are. We can just kind of chat and flow.
Yeah, we just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing I want to say before George talks here is that I got to see the prototype of your book.
Yeah.
Fantastic, dude. And that's going to be the final product, right? That's coming out from the Kickstarter.
Yes. So this was a proof that I got from the printer, and it's 140 pages. It's a graphic novel. It's the full.
Oh shit!
Hey, I'm gone.
Did we lose George?
I meant to make you big, but not boot you out of the show.
So the whole graphic novel it will be available. It's actually for those who pledged to the campaign. Thank you very much. Late pledges are open, so you guys can get it. A few months ago, I think late last year, I did a Kickstarter for Chapter 1. But this is the entire thing. So the entire thing is a 6x9 book. I did it in the digest size. Full color, you'll see it. It's 140 pages. The whole book is there. My favorite page, I'll show you guys my favorite page. It's an homage to you guys, as a matter of fact, and to comics and reading comics from the spinner rack back in the days, if you guys remember the spinner rack. And so if you notice, there are a couple of comics in here that are canon to the Shameless Plug, and there's one of them, the Mighty Mascots.
Nice.
And the other one is up on it's right here, Sartana. She's also canon in the Shameless Plug. So I threw that in there for you guys because I that's how I got into comics, was reading Immortal Spinner Rack. So I had a little scene in there.
I love that you did 6x9 too. Like I feel like that might be where graphic novels are going too.
I
love like even Marvel's following suit. DC started doing those compact editions, and now you see Marvel doing the same thing. And they just, I don't know, something about them, those small books.
I don't know. I mean, I remember when I was first, like the Archie comics that I used to read, they were digest, and I used to get them at the supermarket. I used to walk out with an Archie comic. So I mean, it's also, I think it's easier to, like, I guess, sell to stores too, because I do want to put this in stores. And so I was talking to a couple of vendors at Terrificon who actually, looked through the book, and they were interested. So let's see what happens.
That's
and
awesome.
So the book's
it's a good product. I mean, I haven't read the entire thing, but I read the preview edition you kickstarted like last year, I think. And I love that first.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
half.
it.
I think it's the first half, right?
The first 40 pages.
First 40 pages. Okay.
Yeah,
it was really good. Great setup, and I wanted to read more. So I'm glad I got I think I backed the digital.
When's that coming out?
I'm going to buy a physical from you next time
thanks, man.
I see you.
For sure.
Because I like the presentation of it, so.
Thanks, man.
When is that coming out, by the way?
So I'm actually putting in the order next week. So they'll be to me in October. So I'll have them in October. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say just in time for back to school, because it deals very much with going back to school and being the new kid and like trying to fit in. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's timing, a fall. It's like a fall book. Yeah, for sure. So it'll be. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you too. So that's your proof copy you have there.
Yes. Yeah. This is the.
So let's say you found some. I'm not saying that there are any, but let's say you found some mistakes in there. Like, how would you let the person, the publisher know there's like mistakes? Would you mark that up or tell them what page the mistake is?
I did actually found. So I did communicate with them because they have a PDF version of it, obviously. So I just let them know what page I was because I had to redo the whole thing. So I redid because I did them. I set it up. So I redid the PDF and I had to resubmit it to them so that they have to correct the PDF. But I did find
so you wouldn't mark. you wouldn't mark that book up, right? You would just
No.
That's like your. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, let me
I
put
wouldn't.
They put a little paper over it and mark it up. This is the page that's wrong. Yeah.
Get your red marker out.
Hey, he's not gonna mark that. That can be sold once, that could be put in with the rest of them and be sold.
All right.
Or that's the true copy.
Yeah. No,
I like your shirt too, by the way. I noticed your shirt.
Oh yeah, the Shameless Plug shirt. So the back of the shirt has my QR code, and I should have worn this at the show. I don't know why I didn't wear this T-shirt.
Oh yeah, right.
It has a QR code in the back. I'm like dummy.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, no, but it was I was excited when I saw this come in the mail. I was like, yes, it's here and it looks great. And I'm like, because I was nervous about how it was going to look. You decide to print a bunch of these out, and I'm glad I got the physical proof, because I was able to see how it looked physically. Whereas if it was a PDF, I'd be like, yeah, that looks fine. That's the bleed. I didn't know whether the word was going to cut, if words were going to get cut off. Because, I did this when I first did the book. I did it at a regular comic book size. You saw it when I did the first chapter, and I had to shrink it down to the 6x9. So I wanted to make sure. That it read okay with the lettering. That keep when you're lettering the book, you're hoping the font isn't too small, so you can't. Even read it. Right. I wanted it for that reason too. I wanted a physical copy for that reason as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that smaller format. I think I'm going to start moving my books to that as soon as I'm out of my full-size copies.
Full size. Yeah.
And it's a more budget friendlier thing too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that too.
That's correct.
100%. I put the link in the chat. If you can still back this book. It's receiving late pledges on Kickstarter right now. And if you're watching tomorrow, it is in the description of the video, so you can check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read the first 40 pages and I loved it so far. So I plan on finishing it as soon as I get a free minute.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Johnny, did you get to read it or no?
I didn't get to read it in full, unfortunately, but what I did read, and George knows, I talked about in the show in the past, like I read it at New York, like the preview edition at New York Comic Con last year, and literally got emotional over it because it was just such a personable story. I felt like I was reading a little bit about George's life, and I had, being of a cultural background, I had a lot in common in terms of just generational kind of things, and there's a lot of things I identified with culturally.
I love that you say that, Johnny. I know you have your next guest, Keith, but I just want to say this real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your time. We'll just go a little later,
So the story follows a young boy who comes to this country from another country and doesn't fit in. He doesn't speak the language. He's skinny. He's goofy looking, and so kids, to cope with some of these stuff, sometimes come up with these imaginary friends. And so in the story, Joaquin gets a gift from his mom. It's a little portable, game. And it has a plug that barely is attached to it because she can't afford to buy him a new one. So she buys him a secondhand one. And so the bullies in the school take it and rip the plug out. And in his distraught as he is, he creates his imaginary friend. And it's this little guy right here, the Shameless Plug, who now is going to help him find a way to fit in. And doing that, he's going to do it by being himself. And that's the whole thing. But I think, to your point, Johnny, and I appreciate you saying this, because I don't want anybody to think that, it's an immigrant story. Of course, immigration is big today, so that's what he's writing. It's about that. It's not about that. It's about when you start a new job next week or whenever you're starting, Johnny, you have to try to somehow fit into the new people that are there. What's the culture like here? All right. How am I going to not cause any issues or problems by being different?
She'll just bring free coffee.
Well, you can try that, or just be yourself, Johnny, because that's what's going to help you if we can fit right in, right?
Right.
So that's kind of like the message. It's not so much about the difference. I came from another country, so that I was just writing myself into this story, and that's why I wrote it. But this could be anybody, man. It could be anybody, and that's the whole thing.
And I didn't mean to try to marginalize or anything.
No. But I'm glad you brought it up because because you're Italian. I'm Ecuadorian. It doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? That's the whole point. Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up.
But even for like you said, it applies to anything. Fitting into the indie comics community, starting a new job, going somewhere, whatever, going anywhere, trying to feel like being a part of something like this. Anybody can identify to this.
Absolutely, man. We've always
I like how this idea I like how this idea came out of nothing. Like you staring at a plug one day, right? Is that how it came about? Like,
yeah.
Isn't it amazing how
happens though?
I
Like
know,
something
like
one little thing happens and you start thinking of.
But we're all creative people, right? I think we look at the world through a different lens. Like anything can be a story.
Right,
You're walking down the street and anything can become a story or a piece of art for you, Harry. Like it just happens that way. And that's what it was. I was staring at a plug, like one of the plugs that you put your phone and you plug in your phone. I'm like, that'd be cool. What the plugs do, they fit into sockets. Oh wow, the idea of fitting in, the idea of being different, the idea of that. Right, that's how the whole thing sparked. And the title came first because we do these shows, we do these podcasts, and we're constantly shamelessly plugging ourselves, right? Yeah. So the shameless plug, I'm like, oh, how do I play with that idea? And so that's where the story kind of just kept going.
It also benefited too, because it kind of comes off like a Marvel comic with the the Amazing Spider-Man, the shameless plug, it's like that adjective, it's like
that's a good
it's good stuff, man.
But one more thing I was going to say. It's funny that you say about being inspired by your surroundings, because I've heard 3 different people, creators, this weekend talk about zombies at a Comic-Con.
Okay.
3 different creators, all from that don't even know each other.
Right.
That all had the same kind of idea. And the reason why obviously they talked to me because they're surrounded by death. So they wanted to pick my brain in certain ways. But I'm like, wow, like when these are your surroundings and this is what you see, obviously that inspires you. You know what I mean?
Yeah 100%. Harry, you get the last word.
No, I was just gonna say like kind of like Georgia. I was like driving one day and I saw a sign for Cape Cod. I'm like, oh, Cape Cod, because ideas hit me at the weirdest time too. I'm like, I wonder if anybody's ever drawn. I wonder if anybody's ever drawn a cod with a cape, like a caped cod, like a fish with the cape. So I drew the caped cod. But I always make sure that no one has done it yet. So I go online, I research everything like Cape Cod. Is there a fish with a cape anywhere? And nobody had it, so I drew it and I put my initials on it. So ideas like that hit me all the time, like at the weirdest times, like
that's
3 in the morning.
Yeah, right. I think Kid Switch started that way too. Kid Switch, like that. Like I think I read, like I was looking at, I don't know, like a hardware manual or something, and it was like, like they were talking about the switch plate for a kid's bedroom, but they said Kid Switch, and I'm like, that fucking name, I like that name, like and then all of a sudden, like I started thinking about what that could be. Like it sounds like it was the same kind of thing a little bit,
and I appreciate good titles, and I think that those are important. Like your Mighty Mascots, the alliteration in the Mighty Mascots, Surrounded by Death. Before I met you, Johnny, or before I knew you, I thought Surrounded by Death was like a property that existed already, like an IP that existed already somewhere. I was like, that sounds famous. Like Surrounded by Death just sounds like it's already out there. And I was like, oh shoot, like it's a great title. You know what I mean? The Cape Cod thing is fantastic, Harry. You should do something with that.
I have it drawn already. Yeah. I tried calling people like stores or like companies in Cape Cod if they want to use it as a mascot or whatever. I didn't really try that hard, but I didn't hear back from the 2 emails that I wrote either. Like Cape Cod potato chips, they would, I don't know, who knows.
Yeah, and this is 100% correct what JD's saying here. The best ideas come when you're not even looking for one. And I think that we just said like 4 examples here, it always happens, just you can always be ready with those pads in your in your back pocket or your iPhone note app, to just take that stuff down, But yeah, so everyone check out the Shameless Plug. It's going to be on late pledges for how much longer, George?
I'm going to do it till the book comes back, till the book comes from the printer. So I'll have it on for a few months. So we got about
another month?
Yeah, another month.
Another month or so? Okay, so so everyone get that before it closes out. George, anything else you want to say before you take off?
Yes,
we'll see you next week, right?
Plastic City Comic-Con. Yes, I will be there.
Right.
I will be not just an attendee, but I will have a panel at the show based on this book. Sometimes to fit in, you have to be yourself, and it's just going to talk to parents and families about your creative children and how important it is to nurture their creativity and not make them feel like they're weird for it, because that's their superpower. you know. And so I'm gonna have Johnny on the panel. I'll have JD Rosario, who's in the chat. He'll be on there. Philip Russell will be sitting with me.
JD's gonna come with you?
Yeah, he's gonna sit in the panel with me. So yeah,
no kidding. No, well, I'll meet him there. I'll meet him at.
There you
Plastic
go.
City. Yeah, that's awesome. That's even better than meeting him at Terrificon, actually.
Even better. Exactly. So yeah, definitely come out Saturday. Saturday, it's a one-day show, right, Keith? It'll be for the full day.
Yeah.
So admission is $10. You can't beat that. So come check it out.
Hell, our VIP's even cheaper than most other cons, you know, like, and you get a ton of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that VIP package is stacked.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it pretty much is. And one thing I forgot that I'm going to add to this, to the VIP, and then whoever can get the rest of them on the swag table. I saw Matt Sardo at Terrificon this weekend. He's the promoter for Indie Creator Comic Con, or is it IC3? But it's called
IC3 Indie Creator Comic Con.
Comic Con, yeah. He had ads made up for the show, but you flip it over and it's a free pass to get into the convention. So that will be slipped in everybody's VIP bag. So
there you go. Nice.
So everyone, if you get a VIP pass, you get a free admission to another convention. So
wow,
that's cool
awesome
stuff.
That's brilliant.
And then we're going to put whatever's left over on the swag table. So whoever gets that, first come, first serve kind of thing.
Nice.
Good job. So that's going to be cool. All right, George.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Yes, we'll see you very soon. All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Harry, good to see you, man.
Have a good night.
Have
a good night. Later. Awesome. So, guys, moving right along, I'm going to launch right into the next guest since we're already running behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got 3 guests tonight. So, our next guest is Ed Davis. So I'm going to bring him in right now. Ed.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Dude.
Good. How are you?
Long time no see.
Yeah. Glad to be back. Thanks for having me, as always.
And thanks for being patient in the green room. It's great.
No worries. I was enjoying the conversation.
Oh, you were? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Terrificon? Since
I haven't. I'm sitting there typing it in as you're talking about it. I'm like, all right. I don't do a lot of travel cons. I try to do ones that are within driving distance, but it sounds like that's one that if you are going to fly could actually be worth it. Because I mean, your bottom line changes so much when you're doing a travel con, especially when you have hotel. And I try to find ones, if I do get on an airplane, someone I can ship books to. So you don't have to try to get them all onto an airplane. Back when Southwest had a decent baggage policy, you could play games with that 50 pounds. But now it's like you get one, it's not even free. So it's like, oh man, everything changed when they made that new policy. So it's where can I ship books to? Yeah, I used to travel to the Nashville con because my mom lives out in Nashville. So I had a home base when I was there. Okay. And with Southwest, you got 2 free check bags, and then they don't weigh what you carry on. So my carry-on bag was a freaking rock. I mean, I would load it with books, and it weighed, I think the last time I did it, my carry-on weighed like 78 pounds. And the guy's like, what the hell's in this thing? He opens it up. I'm like, it's just comic books. Why do you have that many comic books? I'm doing Nashville Comic Con. Okay, cool. I was like,
getting so mad.
Sometimes paying that oversized fee on the luggage is cheaper than the shipments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's with that, I think I had one bag where I paid the oversized fee and it ended up being like $120, but that bag was like 90 pounds. So I just stuffed it and it was worth it. I was going to ship them to my mom, but I knew, okay, if I'm checking them in and I bubble wrapped them and really protected the books, you can't guarantee the postal service is going to give you that same luxury. They're going to kick that book around. They don't give 2 shits about what you mail. Like, all right, it's heavy. This box is stupid. Kick it because I'm angry at it. And you say, oh, the books were damaged. Well, that was like that before. So right.
Like, good luck getting filing that insurance claim to get that money back. Johnny, have you running into that? Are you running into problems shipping stuff or getting stuff on when you travel? Or
well, I always bring like a modicum amount when I travel far, like in San Diego. Well, this year I didn't exhibit, but previous years, I kind of work the system a little bit. So I have the JetBlue credit card, That gets me free luggage.
Okay.
And then so the additional, I get up to 2 check bags with it because I'm using the JetBlue card.
Okay.
Or maybe like one, it's a discounted rate on the second, something to that effect. But that helped me kind of skate by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a boarding sound effect? An airplane boarding sound effect?
Yes.
That is my doorbell, and I got kids at home. They can go grab it.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Ed, I see you got a new book. I see the banner in the background. I was looking at it a little bit today when I was. It looks like the Kickstarter just ended recently.
It just ended. It's kind of like your last guest. It's still in late pledges.
Okay, perfect.
So the Kickstarter ended. It was just, it was an uphill battle the entire time, and it funded in its last 24 hours. So I've never had one quite this close.
Down to the wire.
It funded in the last 24 hours, but then managed to overfund. So I mean, it went beautifully, but dang, it's like, come on, guys, give me a moment to breathe here.
Yeah, it had you sweating it, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? If you don't sweat on a Kickstarter, you're not doing it right.
That's
or
true.
You're doing it so well that you don't have to sweat. I guess one of the two things.
Yeah,
I'd like to be in that one where it funded in 2 hours, and I'm just kicking back and watching the money pour in. He's like, I haven't hit that level yet.
The stressed ones, like where you're stressing all month about it, are the worst.
Keep refreshing to see nothing. It's like, come on, something. Or when you do see something, it's backwards. Like, no, not that.
Yeah, right.
Never mind, I'll take that nothing back again, please.
Oh God, I'm having PTSD just listening to you.
The common refreshing. That's like a actual Kickstarter sickness.
Yeah,
it's like because I explicitly remember literally looking at the clock going, 5 minutes passed, let me refresh again. 5 minutes passed, let me refresh again.
Yeah, I tell people it's like watching paint dry, but sometimes the walls explode. So it's like,
oh my God, that's a perfect analogy. Oh my God. So this one looks cool because I think the last one when you were here was that was the horror one shot.
That was my floaters book. And when you're talking about
I
like your last
to
conversation,
read that, Ed, and I thought it was really good.
I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I like that it was just a one shot, it was like, that's all you had to read. And I was like, this is perfect. And I thought you tapped into a cool idea that I have not seen done anywhere else. Like with so hats off to you, man. I thought it was great.
Glad you enjoyed it. And this is one, it's when you're talking about getting ideas from the weirdest places, that I'm listening to that. I'm thinking, yep, that's Floaters. It's the most bonkers book because the ideas just came literally when the homeless woman came after me the night I was leaving, the first night I was leaving the emergency room. I'm like, damn, there's a book here. And how it turned into a book is just insane. But, it turned into something that now everybody I talk to goes, I want another one. I'm like, because there's one thing I never ventured into in this book, and that was the actual surgery. So I've actually started writing in issue 2, which
interesting.
It opens with the surgery, and I open the surgery up almost like an exorcism, where it's like they're trying to get rid of the floater in somebody's eyes, and you see that they don't go easily. So I thought, you know what?
Floater strike back.
Floater
strike back.
Yeah. So this one, I'm thinking next year sometime we'll do Floater Strike Back. But yeah, it's one of those things. Everyone, buy it. They come up to me. They're like, "Okay, you got to tell me when number 2 is coming out." It's like, one shot. Do you know the concept? And they're like, but there's so much story to tell, and it kind of is. And what you won't get if you get number 2 is it's not just going to be a direct continuation. What happens to our guy, that's ambiguous. We're not going to know what our main character goes through. We know it's not going to be a good ending, but it's just going to be the floaters are now moving to another person, and they're going to, move into the next host. Thank you so much.
And it's a good story because it's relatable. You know what I mean? People get floaters. I think.
Yeah. Man, that book is the craziest one to pitch at a con. People freak the hell out because they're like, "Oh, dude, I have floaters. I don't even want to hear the rest of your pitch."
Have you? Oh, really? People have reacted.
I've had people stop me mid-pitch,
awesome.
and they're like, "Okay, that sounds great, but I can't hear another word about it. It's making me paranoid." And I gave a copy to my eye doctor who performed the surgery, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll show this to some patients." I'm like, "You really shouldn't do that. Don't put it in the waiting room." I said, it's really dark. I said, but if you have someone who's fighting you about getting the surgery, feel free to show it to them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. It might convince them to get it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How is your eyes now, Ed?
Oh, they're good. They're I have to go to another appointment actually next week, and they're talking about doing another surgery for scar tissue that's formed, and it's just like, no, I don't need that again. I mean, then the sequel's easy to write. Like, here we go, round 2. Let's write about that. But I mean, overall, the floaters are gone. Like, there's one that hangs out. It's my floater or gnat scenario all day long. Like, okay, my wife will turn to me. It's okay to swat, so I know that, but losing 40% of my visual field to the floaters, that's gone. So that's the good thing.
Oh, that's good. So you can see pretty well now. Like,
it's back. I mean, with my glasses, I'm never going to see great. I have garbage eyes to begin with, but I can see well. And the floaters, I mean, it was dramatic. It was so much of my visual field just obscured by these floaters. That's not a problem anymore. It was I
garbage eyes though.
Yeah, I mean, I have
that could be a new character. I think
garbage eyes.
Could be a new character. Garbage.
The threequel. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's a testament to the book that people want a sequel. So I'm
it makes me feel good. I mean, when they say that, it's like, okay, there's more stories to tell in this universe, and I will definitely do it. So the script is about a third of the way done. What I've written is the main sequence, which was the first 8 pages are just them trying to perform the eye surgery and how everything goes wrong. And it'll also answer a few questions, because it's going to be basically a prequel. It's going to lead up to the moment that our homeless woman gets her floaters. We'll find out how she actually gets.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So you're not telling the same story again. I like that.
You're not a candidate for laser eye surgery, right? At all, or is that beyond?
They said I could get laser eye surgery, and they'll still need thinner glasses. So I'm kind of like, all right, what's the point? If I'm walking around in glasses, thicker or thinner, what do I really care?
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. True.
So now this one that you just kickstarted, the Immortal Era, just looking at it looked like kind of like a superhero thing. Is that what, or is it more like a sci-fi?
It's kind of a sci-fi fantasy. This book, it looks like a superhero team, but it's really kind of just this post-apocalyptic nightmare. So it's a world where every person has gained immortality. So they've all become immortal, but not with, they're not sparkly vampires with their immortality. They're just aging and miserable, and all the resources of this world are just depleted. So it's overrun with cannibalism and roaming gangs, and it's centering on a group of people who are trying to find any way they can to bring death back, because they know even though death is painful, immortality is worse. And they know that they're trying. My whole tagline is they're going to save humanity by killing them.
And I like that. That's awesome.
It's a great tagline.
That's a tagline that sells the book right there.
Yeah, and that's how I always close out my elevator pitch at cons, and they're like, "Oh, dang, that works." So, yeah, I give them. I think Johnny probably heard my pitch, because we were pretty close to each other at San Diego that year. So
yeah, that's right. That was we were across
the special edition one. Yeah,
that's right. Were you there this year?
I was there, but just as an attendee.
Oh, wonder, how was your show?
It was good, and I did a panel, so that was nice. The same one, the Writing for Indie Comics panel. That one's always a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome. Oh God, why is his name escaping me? The
David.
David, yeah, was that David's panel?
Yeah, he did that
Oh,
one.
awesome. Excellent. Yeah, I didn't get a chance. It was such a busy show, and I wasn't exhibiting personally, but I did have a couple of panels. So in moving around, I only saw people in passing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I went hunting for your table, but then you're saying you didn't exhibit. So I'm like, okay, I'm not just blind, because it's easy to miss things at Comic-Con. You can walk by a table 5 times and not actually see it.
Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about earlier about Terrificon, where stuff just blends in. Like, so I always try, especially at a bigger show, I try to do less is more. So the less they have to see on my table, the better, you know, and it might catch their eye quicker, which, you know, sometimes you only have 2 seconds as they're walking by.
You got to try to grab their interest with, you know, with whatever, like you said, whatever's sitting on the table.
Yeah. So where are you? I forget where you're located at. Are you out in California?
Yeah, I'm in Southern California.
So you do you do most of the conventions in the California area? Is that?
Yeah, I do that. I've traveled to Vegas. I've traveled to Arizona. I do ones that are drivable.
Okay.
My next big con is going to be Tucson Comic-Con, and that one it's probably like a 7-hour drive. So it's a drive, but it's manageable. And then you take the flight out of the equation, you can really load up your car and have everything. So
Phil's just saying how the hallway was great for him at Terrificon, and I mean, I think I might end up actually requesting that next year myself.
Yeah, get people coming in, going out.
Yeah, because you're all you can see is those people as you're walking in, you know. So yeah,
I have the hallway.
First thing you see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, sorry, I didn't mean to step on it.
First and last.
I have the hallway at IC3.
Yeah, you were doing gangbusters, right?
Right, and I was worried I wasn't with all the other cool kids.
Yeah,
and then in the long run, it was the best. It was one of the best shows, and a lot of people were struggling. I did very well, and I think it was explicitly because I was in the hallway. I was able to catch everybody who walked in. You know what I mean?
That's what I struggled with. I could have been in the hallway this year, but I was like, I should be with the artists, and so I kind of chose that. But now I'm thinking the hallway is
now requested.
You know, yeah, exactly. So, not that we did bad. We did pretty good. It was down from last year for sure.
I think everything's down from last year.
Honestly. Yeah. But one thing I was saying, you might have missed this, Ed, because I don't think it came in. But like this was earlier in the show. 90% of my sales were comics, though.
Wow.
Whereas previous years, my wife usually sells more than me because she sells, artwork, and she sells, pop culture nostalgic prints, and that kind of stuff resonates with people more usually. But this time it was just the reverse. My comics did better, which I was. Even though my numbers were down, I was happy that most of it was comics, you know, so I'm like gaining readers, So, I agree with this. Phil said Johnny wins everywhere because he's cuddly. Yeah. And Amy said, I voted for the main exhibit area over the hall for Keith, which was a misstep. Well, not real. I mean, we didn't know, that was the thing. We didn't know.
You're going to think the hallway's actually the worst normally, because I've been in some rough hallways.
Yeah.
And you just don't know. It just depends on where the placement is, if they have to actually go through you to get in, because the hallway that I was in, people could go right in the door and never travel down the hallway where the exhibitors were, and it was dismal. So I mean, it's not always a win.
Oh yeah, true. Oh hey, Kayla's in the chat. Hey Kayla, what's going on? I saw her for 2 seconds at Terrificon this weekend.
Cool. Same in passing. I saw her on the way in, and I saw her when I was loading out.
Yeah. I think she was set up there, but I wasn't sure. I saw her, I think, running to meet somebody on Friday, and that was the only time I saw her. So,
well,
but yeah.
To that point, if she wants to come split the table with me for Plastic City, I got the space.
Yeah. If you want to connect. Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know, what you guys want to do in a couple weeks or by the end of this week, if anything,
As soon as possible,
Yeah. Right. Oh, so she said she was running around everywhere getting autographs. I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I see that you hit your goal, which is good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Congrats
looking at it
on
right now.
that.
Actually, let me bring it up so that we can show people this book.
Okay.
I love the
Absolutely.
idea of this book.
Yeah, I'll get a preview of it.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see here.
So you said nobody can die in this world, right? So what if you lose
Right.
an arm? Would that arm go on to live its own life?
It's probably just going to get eaten somewhere. Some cannibal somewhere is going to be like, someone dropped a meal right on my plate.
I was also wondering that too, because if you have a pork chop, right? Wouldn't that pork chop be alive still? Because nothing dies. That goes for animals too, right?
You can cook it. Yeah, the animals are gone. The animals in this world, because this is 200 years after immortality's kicked in. So the animals are long gone. You could probably find twitching bones of these animals because it's not going to die, but the meat is gone. And you can still cook it even in a world without, immortality. We still got fire. So, which does get addressed later on in the story. We address the issues of overpopulation and the lack of food. And what they've started to do is they've developed cloned meat for some of the people to survive.
But what happens if you can't? If you don't have that, if you don't have access to food, what happens?
You go find some dude walking around with a thick leg, and there's your food.
Yeah, but you can't. So you don't die though. You're just like
you won't
missing
die. No, there's lots of people missing limbs and things like that. I have a character who's just a decapitated head, so you can survive through all of the ordeals. Like there's people, you lose an arm, you just figure a way to make some sort of a robotic replacement and move on. And there he is. He's
like this guy right here. Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
That's awesome, actually.
That's your own personal MODOK right there.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw that so this is a second graphic novel. So you've been, is this your premiere title? Oh, okay.
This is, So this is issue 12 that's coming out.
Oh wow, you have that many. No shit.
So this will be issue 12, and then each volume is 6 issues.
Oh wow. Okay. That's great, man. This looks cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a high concept. And highly adaptable too. Hopefully if you ever have the opportunity where Hollywood comes calling, like this is rife for adaptation.
Yeah. Yeah, that I would love that. I mean, it's one of those things. I have an agent. It's just he's got to find the right studio who wants to do it. So
sure, of course.
And
Amy had a question about the world. Living beings continue to age but never die, so they end up as miserable, rotten, lich-like beings. Horrifying.
Yeah, and the original concept for this whole story came from Gulliver's Travels, where he travels to an island of immortals and at first thinks, perfect, this is paradise, I want to live forever. But then he sees these people, the ones that are hundreds of years old, they can barely move, barely think, they're like haggardly and awful, and he realizes, oh damn, immortality's terrible, never mind, I'm going to leave this island. Because in Gulliver's Travels, he goes from island to island. It was just one of those ones when I was in one of my college classes, it was one of those little excerpts that we read, and it kind of hatched the whole idea in my brain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these covers are awesome too.
Yeah, the art's beautiful.
Is it the same artist throughout the whole series?
Same artist for all 12 issues. So I switched colorists midway through because my first colorist ended up getting hired by Netflix to do animation. So
wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
So Congrats on that. Couldn't work. So it's an awesome move for her. And I'm like, hey, remember, we got a book. You can tell Netflix all about it. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, someone might see it over there, you never know.
Yeah.
That'd be great. 12 issues. That's impressive, Ed. How long when did you start issue 1? How long back?
Issue 1 came out in summer of 2019. So it was August 2019 that issue 1 came out.
Busting out a couple a year?
I try to do at least 2 a year, sometimes 3, but it just depends. I try to release 3 books a year, but last year it was two issues of Immortal Era and Floaters. So sometimes it's 2 of one and 1 of the other. So 3 books a year is my goal.
So the story's been around in your head for a long time, huh? Many years.
My oldest notes go back to 1998. So I still have it because I don't throw anything away as far as notebooks and artwork and stuff like that. So I have all of my original notes that I started writing in 1998, and a good chunk of that did get used in issue 1, but it was originally coming out as a novel, because in 1998 I honestly had no clue that I could ever write a comic book, since I can't do any kind of art. I thought, oh, you got to have some artistic skill to write a comic book. I just didn't know. And plus, it was a different world in 1998 if you wanted to publish something independently. It's become, with all the printers out there, it's something that pretty much, if you have all of the ambition, anyone can do it.
It was harder then because you had to, there was no digital, like you just throw a PDF together and send it to the printer. It was like, you were dealing with like, crazy printing presses and, I couldn't even imagine back then how to make a comic, without going to like Staples and stapling up, paper together.
Harder back then, but greater payoff, I'd say, because fewer people were doing it, right?
Yeah, there weren't a lot of indies out there at that time. And you see some of the ones like Jeff Smith with Bone ended up getting huge. The Ninja Turtles are, of course, a big one. The Crow, there's all these ones that were doing it independently. Then like Brian Pulido, when he was doing Lady Death and Evil Ernie and all that stuff, it's like it can be done, bigger payoff, but man, it was a lot larger hill to climb to get there.
Right. And you saw most of the you were using black and white too.
Yeah.
What's that, Harry?
Speaking of hard to make comics, you're using Comics Wellspring to print your books?
I was. No.
We all were. Right. Have you decided on a different printer now? By any chance?
I have a couple I have a couple in mind. One of them, they do free physical proofs, and I'm going to give that a shot. I forget their name. It's
Filbo. Filbo just got his print on demand up, and his prices are supposed to be some of the best around.
That's actually the one that I was.
Oh, is it? Okay, you talking to Phil? Okay, perfect.
Someone gave me that printer because he had just printed his book there. Jesse Sosa, I don't know if you know him.
I saw the quality. This is actually terrific. A terrific con, and it looks good.
Yeah, he had it. He had it at San Diego, and I said, okay, I just need to thumb through this book and feel the pages, look at the colors, because you don't want your colors to come washed out. I mean, you spend a lot of money to make it look good. You don't want the colors to end up just a mess. So yeah, that's the one that I'm looking at right now, and the prices are great. He does offer free shipping, which when you're shipping a big
crazy. Yeah,
chunk of graphic novels, that's saving you a few $100s right there.
Hell, you got 12 issues. You could even talk to him about distribution,
yeah, that's true.
You should maybe look into. I feel like I love the concept. I feel like a store would like this too, some stores.
Yeah,
and plus floaters, you could do that one on its own too.
Yeah, that's true, because it's just a quick one shot now, soon to be 2 shot. But
the Immortal floaters.
Huh. I've thought about connecting the universes, but I'm like, do we want never dying floater? Like the people that get the floaters, eventually they're gonna die, and they're gonna create a lot of misery. But if they're immortal, it's like, damn. They're going to tear the world apart.
I do think you got some cool concepts that I have not seen before, so I'd say why not, Kayla had a thing here. She said she likes the concept of the book about death being vanquished, but there are things far worse than death you have to deal with, I'm sure, living with regret especially. Is that sort of 100%. Some of the stuff in the book?
Oh, we have a huge portion where I dedicate it, because each character kind of gets their own backstory issue, and the one who is a decapitated head, I mean, I'll give minor spoilers, because I published that 4 years ago, so I guess it's long enough out, but he went down to the underground, which is where it's all the cannibals are living and roaming, essentially to commit suicide. Like, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna get eaten and consumed. But they wanted to, after they had got every part of his body that they wanted, they just left the head, because they're like, all right, there's nothing there. I got this tasty leg right now that I'm about to, chow down on. And the head was left, and he went because he had a traumatic event, and that I won't spoil, that he was having so much deep regret over. He wanted a way out, and instead now he's just stuck living as a head.
I just remember the head detective. The head detective from In Living Color.
But also, wasn't there something similar? Not similar, but like wasn't there like a decapitated head that was immortal in Sandman as well? Wasn't that?
Yeah,
wasn't there a thing with his son.
So.
Yeah, right. Like because his son was immortal or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly, but
then
he ended up just being
Futurama
a head, and he wanted Morpheus to kill him, and he
wouldn't.
He left him alive or something. It's fuzzy. I don't remember what exactly happened there, but I do remember something like that. But that's really cool. I like that idea. And I'm not saying that you stole anything. I'm just saying it's
it's a great original idea.
Everything's stealing from something. I mean, a
little bit.
Like I said, I got the general idea straight from Gulliver's Travels. So it's like,
there you go. And then
he
says
there's been
Futurama, the heads in jars. That's all over that show. You know,
the lines between inspiration and stealing are blurred, right?
Yeah,
but
and it's like, how do you make it your own?
And also, but like when I just saw it on your campaign for the first time, it with me, it was like, oh, you don't see that often. You know what I mean? Like it's not, so it felt fresh. You know what I mean? Like it's not like every superhero comic has just a head. You know, like
true.
Actually, who is that? You know? Who's that guy? Doc from Back to the Future. What's his name? He was in Wednesday as a head. He was like a professor, and on Wednesday, wasn't he? He had just like a head, floating head.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I saw somewhere where you said that of the 12 volumes, number 9 is your favorite. Why is that?
Yeah, number 9, talking about regret. It centers on one of my favorite characters to write. I mean, you love writing all your characters for different reasons, but the character who's known as Father, who pretty much has made it his mission to save these people that are being sent down to the underground as food for the cannibals. And it's his entire backstory, and we really unravel a lot of things that I've been playing with and hinting at all the way through. So starting in issue 3, I start throwing these isolated panels of a certain scene that's happening, and we finally find out what scene that was and how it affected him and what led him to kind of become the hero of the underground, because he, kind of like the headless character, went down there thinking, all right, I'm gonna let them tear me apart, and then he saw these cannibals were going after a baby, and that's where he drew the line. Like, I'm not going to let them touch this child. I'm going to save this child. And then it became his whole reason for living, was to rescue these children, to bring them into this one kind of functioning village that exists in this underground abandoned subway system, and raise them and have them, all under his care. And it just kind of shows what led him there. And it's a tragic story, that particular one, but I loved it. As soon as I was writing, it's like, okay, this one I was very excited about. And every issue, you love every issue for a different reason, but for that one, it really just hit hard when I was writing it. And my wife read the script, and she's sitting there crying on the couch. So I'm like, okay. Oh, wow. And I had at least 5 people tell me, like, I sobbed like a baby after reading that issue. So I'm like, okay, it hit its mark. It broke you down, but that's, of course, as a writer, that's what you're going for. If you're gonna
did it all come together kind of perfect? Like is that like,
yeah,
everything in the issue is like, just, like came out exactly how you wanted it?
Yeah, the artist really nailed it, and the colorist got it right too, because it was a slightly different color palette since it was a flashback. Okay. And yeah, she even messaged me afterwards. She's like, oh my God, that issue just broke me down. So it's like, even when your colorist is telling you, it got to her. It worked. And it was one of those ones that the events of it really made me sad to have to write, but they're essential for the story. And there's a few more kind of gut-wrenching issues that are going to come along the way. Basically, every story arc from this point on, there's only going to be 2 more. They're going to have some huge events, because we're moving toward the end of the whole story.
Oh, nice. So how many issues do you envision for the entire thing?
24 is the goal that I have. Yeah. And then I have a couple of side stories I would love to tell. I kind of remember how Garth Ennis, when he was writing Preacher, would just throw these little side story things like, okay, here's a little side story of Cassidy that's not in the overarching story, but has importance to it. So there's one side story I'd like to tell, which might be like 2 or 3 issues. So when it's all said and done, it might be 28 issues, maybe even 30, but the main story will be 24.
Okay. That's going to be awesome for like an indie.
That's
comic.
an epic.
It's an epic. Really is.
Perfect for Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Check this out sometime. But yeah, no, Ed, I'm happy for it. I think it's awesome. And has your readership been building? Like has it? Have you kickstarted every issue, or is it?
I have, and what I've seen is it's kind of steady. It's not growing. I think it's daunting for a lot of people to have to get 12 issues to get caught up on the story, and that was one of the reasons I wrote issue 9 the way I did. Was I wrote it as a one shot. I wrote it as a standalone story where even if you've never read Immortal Era, you could read this story and completely understand it. Because I wanted something at the table where it's like, okay, you could buy issue 1, issue 2 kind of stands on its own, or you could buy issue 9. So you have 3 things you can kind of dabble in it with. And what I've seen is, especially when it comes to growing the audience, they grow a lot at the cons. But the people know I'm going to be at 90% of the California cons that are out here. So they don't go and back the Kickstarter. But as soon as I see them, they're running up to the table. They're like, all right, what do I need? Fill all my holes. They get me that way. So that's nice. But you don't necessarily see that in the Kickstarter numbers. What I see in the Kickstarter is the travel cons that I've done. You see those cities kind of filling them in because they know I won't be there every single time. But it's been steady. I mean, I have my group of backers that always come, and that's a good thing because issue 1 was just like me begging family and friends, like, come on, guys, help me out here. And then they're, I think around issue 4, they're like, how many damn books are you going to release? We can't keep buying these things. I don't even read comic books.
And so then you had to get real fans.
Then it's like, all right, the family and friends that have reached their limit.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I still have a few family and friends that actually reading it. They do enjoy it, but like your general, like you're not getting all your cousins coming in anymore because they're like,
right.
Yeah.
They buy 1 and 2, and that's about it.
Exactly.
They're like, they're gone, ghosting you.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I mean that we struggle. All of us struggle with that, building our audiences, you know.
Yeah.
And I kind of see the same thing in my neck of the woods too. Like, I do have a good chunk of people that look for new books at conventions, more so than on like whenever I do a crowdfunding campaign. And I feel like it's almost like 2 different audiences. The way also digital's different too, you know. But yeah, no. So I kind of feel for you with that. Harry, Johnny, do you guys have any questions for Ed on the book or anything in general?
Harry?
I have a bunch. I have a whole bunch. But when I was preparing for this, interview tonight, I saw that you were talking about like how it's easier for you when you're doing your spiel at your table. Like sometimes it's better to have somebody. It's refreshing when someone says, "Oh yeah, I have that book," or "I read that book and it's great." I love it. Because it saves you time of talking. Have you ever thought of having a con ringer? Like someone that you plant.
I've
thought about it.
I have a friend who will come and do a lot of cons with me, and he stands on the other end of the table. He doesn't come back with me, and he stands there, so it always looks like I'm engaging with somebody, and we're just sitting there talking Mets or something like that. And, just completely unrelated to the book. But you see, someone's standing there and talking to him. And as soon as they walk up, hold on 1 second, I'll tell him. And then I'll talk to the book about them. And then he'll do that. Yeah. It's a great book. I've read it. And, I get someone who goes like, I hated this book. You can tell me it's better than this book. And I'm like, I'll give you a money back guarantee. If you go home and you don't like it as much as that book, I'll give you your money back tomorrow. So you kind of do things like that. But yeah, I have someone who, when he does come, he doesn't stand behind with me. So it doesn't look like he's my booth mate, even though technically he is. He's helping running things. He's there grabbing food for me and all that. But he stands to look like an engaged, person. So I've done that. But yeah, when you get the random person who walks up to you, it's a beautiful thing when it's not a plant. It's not my buddy who's on the other side of the table to look like, everyone wants to be at this table. It's beautiful when someone you're pitching them and they're like, oh my God, I read that. That's so good. And I just read the newest issue. You have to get it. And that's when they'll be like, all right, one of everything. I'll take the full menu right now. So that's beautiful. Or when you have someone film you, they want to film you for an interview. And they're like, ooh, if that guy's important enough for an interview, this must be an important book. I better get over here and buy this thing.
Sometimes just having your creator friend come over and talk to you, the people walking by will stop and be like, oh, something's happening over here, They got to come over to your table, which is always nice. And I'll try to, if it's someone I know and then I actually do like their book, if I'm walking by, I'll point to it and tell the person that's looking at it, pick this up. It's amazing. I always try to hook up, friends.
Oh yeah. I do that anytime. If I'm walking to the bathroom and I see someone I know pitching, like that book is so good. And then, keep going. Just give them that quick little endorsement. Cause it's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Especially when someone is on the fence and they're pondering, and then they're going to give you the dreaded, okay, I'll come back a little bit later. And they're gone.
Yeah, right.
It's off the line, and
very rarely though. Sometimes they do come back, but it's not
very rare. They do come back.
I'd say it's like an 80-20.
Yeah,
like
I agree with you.
Of the time, you never see them again, and then that 20% that do come back, I always throw in something free, like, "Hey, man, thank you so much for coming back. Here's a sticker pack for you," or something like that, because they don't understand how many people say it. And a few of them been like, "I said I was going to come back. Why wouldn't I have?" I said, "Oh, you haven't been on this side of the table. I can tell."
Yeah. Yeah. When you do it long enough, you see all the excuses and everything. I swear to the God, one of these days I'm going to make that Comic-Con video of all the people you run into.
Yeah.
In Artist Alley, and people are going to love that. But yeah,
I got one last.
Go ahead, Harry.
Well, this doesn't really relate to your book, but as a writer, I mean, I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet, but have you seen the Odyssey? And what do you think of it?
I have. I enjoyed it. I thought it was. Yeah. I thought it was really well done. I mean, Christopher Nolan puts so much attention to detail into his movies. I mean, could he have written the dialogue to be less modern? Sure. I think that's one of the nitpicks, but I think once you're immersed in that world, you're kind of letting little things like that go. And for me, I just felt it was kind of like it just pulled you right in. I know people have criticized the score, but he wanted to use different instruments that could have been that would have been present at that time. So I enjoyed the immersion of it. And, I know people that thought else, otherwise, but I generally enjoy Christopher Nolan's movies, but I'm not a Nolan apologist. I'm not going to be like, everything that man does is amazing. It's like, no, he's had some clunkers. He's had some more uneven movies. So I'm not one of those like, only Nolan, because the Nolan fans can get kind of ugly online if you criticize his stuff. And that's what I hate. It's like, all right, you know what? You're just apologist, and he could be sitting on the toilet for 2 hours and film it, and you somehow find it art. So.
Did you get to see it on IMAX? Did you watch it on IMAX?
I did. I watched it on, well, not IMAX, but the one that I go to, it's called Cine One, but it's their giant screen at the Harkins, and I saw it on that. I feel
like after I've seen it I feel like I could never watch it again unless it's on an IMAX.
Yeah, it wouldn't work on my TV at home.
Yeah, like I can't imagine watching that on a 2-inch screen on your phone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that wouldn't work.
It's like almost like a sin. Did you get to see it yet, Johnny? Did you?
Not
I know
yet,
it was like
not yet. I'm gonna try to make it to the
incredible piece of film making.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna try to make it to the Reading IMAX at some point.
Yeah,
maybe this week. I have a little bit of free time before.
Were there any actual Greeks in it, or just Matt Damon and?
I'm sure someone. I don't think they got people from Greece, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I didn't pay that much attention. There were so many extras. You have to imagine some of them were Greek.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Because he brought in just absurd amounts of extras instead of CG. So that's good. When I think about
that's good.
Like the worst of the worst would have been episode 2. And you got people that would be a stormtrooper for free. They would do it. They like, sign me up. I don't need money. Just put me in a stormtrooper suit. And what did he do? He made an entire CG army of stormtroopers. So, and it looked properly like shit. So it's like, you failed on that point.
That's one thing I love about Nolan is he's an old school filmmaker. Like everything is very little effects, very little green screen. Everything's real locations. He builds everything. Even that Cyclops, I guess, was a 60-foot puppet that he made. It's not even all like it's insane. Like I was like,
that's impressive.
And then like I was seeing the thing about IMAX cameras. They can only shoot 3 minutes of film.
Yeah, so
he shot that entire movie in IMAX. So imagine having to change the film every 3 minutes, like.
And you got a 3.5-hour movie. That's insane.
Yeah, isn't that nuts? Like, so. Wow. If anything, it's you just got to see it the way he shot it to get the full, the full experience, I would say, out of it. And I think the sound is amazing in that movie.
Yeah,
the score and everything is unbelievable. Could be one of his best films. Like,
I'd say so.
Top 3, if anything. Like, it's really good. So.
Oh yeah.
Johnny, worth seeing, definitely in IMAX before it leaves.
Yeah, drop the money for the IMAX. It's worth it, I would say, because, I mean, it'd be good on any big screen. But once you see it that way, it's like Keith was saying, like, am I going to want to watch it on my TV? Nope. It's not one that you want to revisit unless they're like, okay, we're doing an anniversary release back in IMAX. Like, all right, I'll go back and watch it in IMAX again.
Yeah, and then as we wrap up, to your point about Tenet, Johnny, I wish Tenet would go back to theaters so I could see it in IMAX, because I know he shot most of that for IMAX as well.
Yeah, and he still decided to release it during COVID.
Yeah, which no one
theaters were shut down. We went to Vegas, and Vegas was kind of less restrictive for what they were doing during COVID, so we were able to see that one on the IMAX.
Get it on IMAX? Okay.
Yeah, so we went to a Vegas theater, saw it on IMAX, where it was like every 4 seats had ropes on them. It was a crazy experience, but people were so afraid still at that point.
Yeah, that was early on, I remember.
The theater was pretty much like me, my wife, and kids, and like 4 other people. That's all that were there anyway.
Yeah,
because nobody was comfortable enough, and I was just like, you know what? I miss things. I like going out. Being stuck at home was not for me. And I know some people are like, I miss those days of not having to go anywhere. I'm like, man, I try to hit 1 or 2 concerts a month. I go to a movie every weekend if there's something worth seeing. And to have that all taken away, like all I did was go on runs. Like, all right, I'm running 50 miles a week. I'm going to be really fit, but I'm going to be the most bored I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, right. I love that. So Ed, anything else you want to shout out before we wrap this up? You social media, anything else that you want?
Yeah, if you go on Finish Line Comics, that's where you can find all my different social media, so you can see upcoming shows that I'm going to be at. I'll be at a small little con this weekend, which is in Paris, California, not France, and I'm looking at lots of book fairs and things like that. And then I will be at Tucson, and I just got approved to be a special guest there. So I'm going to be a special guest at the Tucson Comic Con.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Yeah, that's great. It was dumb luck running into Brian Polito at San Diego. He was talking about Tucson, and I just was going to pick his brain. Like, all right, I'm going to be doing this con. Tell me about it. Because I had just done one of the worst shows I've ever done, which was Fan Expo Anaheim. So I was like, please tell me it's better. Because he starts to tell me what celebrities are going to be there. I'm like, that's not going to do me any favors. Because if it's, Mark Hamill and it's $400 for an autograph, well, that's great. Now nobody has money to buy any books. But he was like, no, it's really good for, indie comics and everything else. And he's like, and in fact, let me get your information and we'll add you as a special guest. So it was just the right place, right time conversation that I bumped into, and it was beautiful. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I was looking forward to it just anyway, because Tucson's a fun city. I like just
Brian Polito, I was next to him at Terrificon last year, so I talked to him all weekend. What a great guy. Loved him.
He's just a good guy. And
but he understands, like, from our point of view, what like why, you know, what needs to happen at a convention. Like, yeah. So he, like, because I told him I run a convention, and so we talked about that a lot over the weekend. And I was like, I walked away going, man, I got to go to Brian's show at some point. It sounds awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved him. I thought he was a great guy. So yeah, you're in good hands, man. That's
a great show, and he's one of the big showrunners of Tucson. So I'm looking forward to that.
He's doing it right, from what I can tell.
If he is one of the showrunners, you know it's going to be friendly for indie comics, because that's where he started.
Where his roots are. Yeah,
Evil Ernie, Lady Death. I mean, it's crazy, because those were books I loved as a kid, and like he's still doing it and doing it well. 100%. I mean, he's one of those guys that doesn't have to worry on a Kickstarter.
An empire. Like he was telling me all
here we
about
go,
it.
$100,000, bam, like that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You love that for him, because he built it from the ground up. He did it the hard way.
He's the guy that we're all trying to be. Like,
exactly.
You know, like
that's what I want Immortal Era to be one day. Is like launch like a Lady Death book, and just like kick back, put your feet up, and watch the campaign just go up and up and up.
Yeah, I love it. That's a great way to end this. Awesome. Ed, thank you for coming back again, man, and sharing your projects with us. When is the late pledges ending for the Immortal Era?
I'm gonna run late pledges until I order the book. I'm not gonna do it after the orders, because I'm doing a really small print run on issue 12, because most people are gonna buy the trades. That's what I've learned. So issue 12 is going to be basically everything from the Kickstarter and maybe 25 more. So once I place the order, I'll shut down all of the late pledges. And I had a couple family emergencies pop up, or it would have been ordered already. But I'm hoping that I can have the order placed by the end of, I'm hoping next week, but things are kind of all in disarray in the personal life at the moment. So once that stabilizes, I'll get it. But I've already sent the kind of like, I'm sorry, I was hoping September, but September's probably looking like October, because things just went haywire, as they do. Like all of your plans can always get thrown into complete disarray when life decides to step in and kick you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Always happens. All right. Well, Ed, thank you for coming on, man. And
I appreciate you having me back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk to you again once you have like Floaters 2 or the next Immortal Era. Definitely
come back for the future.
Awesome. I definitely will.
All right. Well, have a great night, Ed, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
See you guys later.
Good night.
All right. Awesome, guys. Our last two guests are already in the back room. We're almost
so let's
caught
keep
up
this
again.
Rolling.
Yeah, we're almost right on track again, which is good.
All right.
All right. So the last two guests is guys that have been on the show before. I've done lettering work for them. They have a great book called Galaxy Memorial Park.
I remember
so
that
without
book.
further ado, let's bring in JD Gunter and Levi Skeen. What's up, guys?
Hey, fellas, welcome back.
Hey, guys. Good to be here.
Too long, guys. You know, what's going on?
Well, the campaign's going on. Yep. And
the artwork is it's getting better and better as you guys go, man. Like, I'm loving the book. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And once again, I've described this book in the past when these guys are on as kind of like an Astro City kind of book where it's look at that. Hang on, let me hold it up again, Levi.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. Oh my god.
That's beautiful artwork.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
Or another good
Astro City, and then Common Grounds. That's another
Common Grounds. Yeah.
Common Grounds. Yeah, both stories that are done like from like a personal point of view or a point of view other than a superhero fisticuff battle, you know, like or Marvels, like Marvels would be considered that.
Marvels was probably, from the writing perspective, Marvels actually, I think you guys, Levi, are probably like gigantic comic guys compared to me. but I remember reading Marvels, and it's like it grabbed me and tugged me right in. I loved it. So that's a huge influence there. Yeah,
absolutely. And it was the first time I think I've ever seen a comic like that, where it's like we've never, you've never seen the Marvel universe from the everyman point of view, and that was what was so freaking cool about it. Like it captured like whenever there was like a big crossover event in the Marvel universe, and you got to see how scared people were because like. You picture yourself as one of the citizens in like New York or something, and you see Galactus come into Earth, and you're like, "Oh my God, it's the end of time!" You know what I mean? Like, so what a brilliant way to do a comic. You know what I mean? And so I could totally see you. And no one does a lot like that. Kurt Busiek is probably the biggest one. I mean, he does Astro City too. So like, but like, I don't see a lot of people doing superhero stories from like that kind of point of view, and that's why I like
movie like that one time. Wasn't there a movie that came out that was like? Wasn't there like a movie that came out that was like just like that? Like rival superheroes were fighting, and then the people were like just living like there's like the third party. I forget the name of it. It was an older. Right.
Yeah, see if you can think of it. I'm sure I know it, but your description isn't bringing up anything
familiar. Yeah. All right.
It's not my super ex-girlfriend, is it?
Oh,
yeah.
No,
Uma Thurman.
Isn't that the Ghostbusters guy? Ivan Reitman?
Maybe.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Ivan Reitman.
It could be that actually. It might be that.
What, my super ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
Seemed like a funny concept, but the execution wasn't good, if I remember right.
It was a one note.
A lot better than the movie itself.
It was basically a one joke. Joke. They could have done more with it, but yeah.
I've seen it. I can't remember it.
There's certain filmmakers like that and like Larry Cohen. They always had amazing concepts, but the execution was always awful. Like, and you think about the basic idea, and you're like, "That is awesome," and then like the rest of it peters out, you know.
Yes.
But the thing I like about Galaxy Memorial Park too is I love that it's centered. All the stories are centered around this superhero graveyard too. Like, I think that's amazing. Like, so yeah. So you guys are you finished volume 2? Like, I know I did the lettering. Maybe I finished it up maybe 3 months ago, something like that. Like 2-3 months ago.
So the only thing that has to happen, and Levi, correct me, if I step in something here, basically just assembling the PDFs to be sent. That's it.
Oh, cool. Awesome. And so are you guys still are you guys funding it on is it Fund My Comics?
Fund My Comic, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's 92%. And the book just needs to be put together as a PDF. And as far as that's volume 2, as far as volume 3 goes, I'm on page 16 of chapter 3 in that series. So it's around 10 to 15 pages away from being finished. Volume 3 will be.
Oh my God! Wow, you guys are already on volume 3. Holy crap! Wow, you guys are moving right along on this, which is awesome. How did the first one do? By the way, did you guys? I know it funded. And did you guys do any conventions to promote it, or no? Why not? Just not convention guys, or just what do you think? Or you want to do some, or?
Oh, I definitely want to do it, but I got in 2 more years I will do it. I will go back to doing conventions again.
Okay.
I'd love to do conventions, but it's like time and money. It's just not there. But what's funny, both Levi and I are big, we live in the Spokane, Washington area.
Okay.
And our big show is Lilac City Comic-Con. And I kind of did something last year for the campaign for Galaxy Memorial Park Volume 1.
Okay.
I got a sign. I couldn't go in, because I didn't have a table. I didn't pay any fees. Okay. But I thought, hey, if I get this picket sign and walk around with a giant QR code, then you could go to the and they wouldn't let me in. So I basically walked around in circles in front of the hotel. And Levi and I did something similar, where we had like postcards and like copies. We had stickers and stuff, and basically we did the whole thing of hey, Galaxy Memorial Park. It's like Arlington Memorial Cemetery, but for superheroes. And a few people are like, okay, yeah, what other? But others was like, really? And you know, so haven't actually been inside of a convention, but that's in the future, especially once we get all four together in like a big hardback or something like that. That's
that's
I'm with Levi on that.
Yeah. Well, even if you rolled in with all 4 volumes, like that would help you guys as creators, because I always tell people this, like when you only have one book on your table, people kind of get skeptical on whether the indie creator is going to actually make more than one book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if you guys have had this happen to you, where you buy a comic, you buy the first one from somebody at a convention, and you never get the second issue, or it's 10 years later, the guy might actually have the second one, you know?
Yes.
People think like that, but when they see 4 books on the table, they're like, oh, I can trust this guy. I'm going to pick this up. Right. So you might even benefit from that, you know, if you think about it that way. But if you also have a thick book like this, there's no arguing that there's a lot of meat there, you know? So so either way might work for you guys with that, you know? So
I was going to say, more often than not, when people pick up Surrounded by Death, the collected edition I have, even though it's a soft cover trade paperback, I try to justify the rate by saying, well, it's 2 issues plus an epilogue. And I give like a little bit of like a punchy hook on the epilogue that kind of keeps, pulls them in, you know?
Gotcha. Someone's saying they're glad your house didn't burn down. Was there a big fire in Spokane?
Actually, yeah. So I live in a little town outside of Spokane. And I had basically there was like a huge fire just north of where I live. And like all Saturday, not 2 Saturdays ago when all this was going on. Right. Yeah. It's like it was burning down all kinds of houses. But my place, basically it was like it kept getting closer and closer, but it's like it stopped and then it just kind of like started moving north. So I basically
they're like,
it's a miracle.
But they're like funny newspaper articles, like headlines, like smoke can in Washington, or
no, I haven't seen that.
They were a little bit more tasteful with it, I think.
And I think some people were pretty raw, because it turned out that like a big portion was due to arson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a guy.
Killed his dad.
There was no, what's that?
He killed his dad down in Arizona.
Yeah.
He was let out. He 13 years for killing his foster father in Arizona. He got let out after 10 years. And then, what's weird is Spokane County sent us all a text the day before and said, hey, it's going to be heavy winds tomorrow. Do not light your fires.
Probably gave the guy the idea by sending that text.
Exactly.
Some people just want to burn the world.
Holy crap.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Well,
that's kind of what I think was going on.
There you go.
Was the air? I mean, I'm sure the air quality there was horrible, because kind of like here we had the Canadian fires, and the smoke came out of New England, and everything looked like the Walking Dead, like the sepia background.
Yes.
It was like It was like Blade Runner 2049. It was just so like a Ridley Scott movie.
Like they put that like piss filter on that they put on all the movies now, like that. That.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right.
like a Zack Snyder movie. Everything.
Yeah, right.
What happened? What? Yeah,
exactly.
The only thing I know about Spokane, Washington, is that Bing Crosby is from there. His hometown.
Yes.
And,
Sydney Sweeney.
He was
Sydney
named,
Sweeney.
What was that?
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney. And what else?
Yes.
Even better.
Actually, she came back here and she was like giving out food to people here, and
cool.
that was kind of like
awesome.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's real nice of her.
Well, getting back to you guys. Now, did you guys know each other before you guys did this book? Or
yeah, we've known each other since 1995.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I ever talked about that last time you guys were on. So when did you guys decide to do a comic together? Well,
it was Galaxy Memorial Park. The first chapter was written probably 15 years ago at the very least. Probably
15 to 20.
15 to 20 years ago, and it was an idea for a group of friends for a project. Okay. You can see where all the flashbacks are done by different artists. You have the main artist up front, and it was simply a way for a group of friends. It was a story idea. A group of friends get published together, and it just kind of sat there. And we did other things. And going back a second to the convention thing, like I did Emerald City Comic Con for 15 years straight. But it's a different thing now since my strokes. So it's like I can't handle that kind of environment anymore very well.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I'm not currently going to conventions with a different type of setup than I had previously. And I just blanked.
Go ahead, Keith.
No, I was going to say, so when you said you want to go back in 2 years, is it like you're working up,
having a book, having something, just like here's what we're here for, instead of being there with like the first couple of years we were
promos, like you want to be there to sell something.
I want to be here to sell something. I'm not there to sell my prints, my artwork, nothing like this where I'm a multi-facet, like shirts. I had shirts and stuff, and you're kind of like, no, I just want to be like, boom, here's my book, here's what my book's about, this is what I can handle mentally, as far as like since my strokes and stuff. So once I quit going to the conventions, I quit doing comic book stuff, and then had my strokes, and then I started drawing as physical therapy. And then Jay's like, hey, I think your strokes actually made you a better artist, right?
Yes.
Let's continue,
especially coloring and stuff. It's like he was seeing colors and stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
No, but it's like what? Like, Daredevil lost his sight, but then right? There you go.
Yeah,
there's something to it.
Yeah.
So are you okay now, Levi? Or like, are you like health wise? Is everything good? Like,
well, I'm medically disabled. My 3 strokes hit me in the cerebellum, which knocked out my right side of my vestibular nerve. So I get vertigo.
I remember you talking about that last time, how like you had to learn to redraw and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's basically it. So Jay was kind of like, okay, here's Levi. He's medically retired. What's something that we can just like a big opus that we can do to like give Levi something to do. And we were both like, how about Galaxy Memorial Park? So then we my strokes hit in 2017, and then we probably took the next 2 years just developing the concept. Jay wrote out the 13 scripts for it, and then we started.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And so you guys dusted off the old concept that everyone has had. And sometimes those old concepts, like I'm still thinking of stuff that I conceived 20 years ago. And some of it I think is right, like I could kind of refigure it now and make it work, so I get that. So that's pretty cool. So what can people expect in the second volume of Galaxy Memorial Park?
So the first volume, it's the introduction to the world, to the park, to notable personalities, some of the superheroes, a couple of the villains, and a couple of the villains of the main story going through. So that's your introduction. Volume 2 you're going to see a lot more expansion of the world. And you're seeing it just like we were talking about, you know, Astro City or Marvels. You're seeing all this from a common man's perspective, even though you're seeing like, so each one of these is 3 chapters. All of the chapters they're basically heroes that like, that they've like age. You're going to see heroes as they're aging, as they've got problems and stuff like that, but it's not depressing. You're basically seeing this gigantic, mind-blowing, you know, cosmic stuff going on, but you're seeing it in the midst of heroes that are adjusting to life. That's the thing that really won me over when it came to, say, comics of the early 90s, all through like the 80s to the early 90s, as you got to see these human things that everybody experiences, but you see it in this larger than life way, like stuff like everybody in the 80s, 70s, and 80s loved you know, the X-Men, Claremont and Burns X-Men. It's because they could see a little bit of themselves as like outsiders in school trying to, you know, muddle their way through. But it wasn't like this depressing, it wasn't this depressing thing. It was like you're seeing this in the Phoenix Saga or alien races going to war with each other. You know, just, you know, discovering that you've got powers and stuff like that. And you're going to see that in volume 2, a more personal way. And you get to see more and more the, you know, stories in this world as experienced, you know, flashbacks, people, you know, remembering things that happened. You're going to see that in volume 2. But
so at this point in time, do you have like, I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere that you have like 100 different heroes. Like how easy was that to do? It must have been pain or not pain.
It was quite a bit. It was fun to be really, really honest, you know, to come up with different characters, different tropes that both Levi and I really, really liked. And, you know, just, and the thing about superhero comics is it's this gigantic blending of science fiction and fantasy and myth and, you know, legends and urban legends and literature, ancient literature, modern literature. You got street crime. You've got, you know, mythological stuff going on, and to come up with characters from all these different things and things that both Levi and I just really, really liked. And as well as, you know, what sort of characters are popular and what sort of characters do people really, really like as well as we like. So it was fun. It was absolutely fun for Levi and I to come up with these characters.
That's good.
A lot of the characters are very cookie cutter type characters. We wanted the readers to like latch on to them and not be bogged down with a bunch of pre-existing, you know, history of the characters. How'd we do it? Jay one day came over to the house and we just opened up a dictionary and we just went through it from A to Z, talking about cool names and cookie cutter type characters. And we would come across something like, okay, we need a claw type character for this group. And we would be in the B section and Bourgeois would come up, which is Russian for wolf. You know, you're like, okay, is there any, is that used in comic books? And you're like, nope, not used. And you're like, okay, Bourgeois. Bourgeois or whatever the enunciation is.
Bourgeois, yes.
Bourgeois, yeah. So it was just stuff like that. Just because a lot of them, they're not like, we're not all some of us are doing some really cool things, but a lot of us aren't reinventing the wheel. So it's easier just to kind of give you a cookie cutter type character and go to the reader and go, okay, now you put what you think onto this character.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the comments. Go ahead.
No, I was just say it feels lived in. Like I feel like the universe, you know what I mean? Like the way you guys tell the stories, you know, and it's, you know, the cemetery is always in the background of whatever these stories are, but like
that's right.
You know, and it's like, but if you feel like, and especially like, is it US Arrow?
Yeah,
you see him at different points too in his life, and I like that. I think it's cool. It fills in the gap on who this character is without not seeing him in action very little, either, you know, throughout the book too. But you get across that this guy is like, you know, the Captain America of this universe, you know, like
yes,
definitely. I see what you're talking about, Levi, where you like you start reading it and you're like, okay, I know who this character is supposed to kind of be like, you know what I mean? Like, I do the same with Mighty Mascots too. You know, like people get, oh yeah, this I get this is this mascot.
That's Captain Crunch, yeah,
100%.
That's
I'm
Sugar
kind
Bear.
of doing the same thing you guys are doing, you know, different ways. Go ahead, Johnny. Johnny, you were gonna say something?
Sorry, I was gonna say my mic was muted. I was gonna say it's fun to play with approximates. Like that's one of the appeals for me with the Venture Brothers cartoon. They're just approximates of real characters, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Approximate. Yeah.
So in volume 2, there's obviously the Galaxy Memorial Park, and the bad guys discover it. Is that what happens in this volume 2?
So in volume 2, it's kind of like a little bit like Empire Strikes Back. It's more of a villain kind of deal where we kind of flesh those out in the first chapter. We discover Elementropy, and then we go on to another major character with Professor Litmus, and the origin of the park. So that's kind of the expansion of the villains, the origin of the park, and the expansion of a main character's origin.
Yep.
So that's
do the villains also have their opposite, like cemetery, like their own cemetery, or is it like
no?
Like
we do have a
no.
You're not the only one to ask that though, but that's yes. Yeah.
Isn't there something with the I forget, isn't there something with the cemetery that it's like a sacred place though?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like not supposed to be any fighting there and things like that, right? If I remember right.
The Watchmen protocols is what we call them.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole Alan Moore deconstruction thing, it's kind of like we've taken the Watchmen name and turned it into something that protects heroes.
Right.
So the Watchmen protocol, inside the park.
There's some cool comments in the chat from Greg Holcomb here. He was saying, Levi, I had a nice chat with Peter David about my stroke, how it took away my ability to write dialogue. He said the stroke he survived was brainstem and it didn't affect his writing. That's interesting.
So I'm guessing that Greg's was up front, and is he saying that Peter David had a stroke as well?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying there. I think he's saying
Right.
Peter David had the stroke, not him.
Yeah. So cerebellum strokes or stem strokes and stuff like that are all higher function. If you think about like command structures of a computer, and you want to have like the mainframe back there is your cerebellum. It's all the stuff that you're born knowing how to do. You don't think about doing them. Like my body doesn't think how to breathe. My body doesn't think how to balance itself. It just it does, but it's a system. Like balance overrides speech, because you're not born knowing how to speak. You're born knowing how to balance, though.
Or blink your eyes, things like that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Huh. Interesting. Michael Dolce says, when can I join an episode? Hit me up, man. Yeah, we have a schedule that we keep, and if you want to come on the show, definitely hit me up. It's I think our email or something is on the YouTube channel page, and I'm pretty easy to find. So but I just wanted to address.
I always push people to Keith when they ask me about coming on the show.
Right. We have
I'm just the Ed McMahon. I laugh at the right time. Keith runs the schedule.
You are correct, sir.
You are correct, sir.
No, Greg's saying my stroke was midbrain affecting my visual processing.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Part of the cerebellum, part of the vestibular nerve that mine got blown out. is your ability, because balance and vision are tied together. When he talks about so visually with me, like I'm supposed to be wearing glasses, not to read, but to see long distance. And I get nothing but goggle now. Like my eyes latch on to whatever's closest as far as distance. So it's like, well, I'm wearing scuba gear all the time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Those strokes that's the reason why they call them traumatic brain injuries.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, you had how many? 3?
I had 3 of them. Yeah.
Jeez, man. I'm glad you're still with us because some of them are deadly. Like, you know. Yeah, that's rough. But anyways, I mean, you guys are putting out a cool book. I just, letting people, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. Like,
oh man,
I do love lettering it. I think it's a fun series, and I hope I wish it much success.
And
so when did we go? What's up?
I was gonna say we are getting a little bit more professional. Like I felt really bad the first couple of, chapters and stuff. Kind of like we have changed. Me and Jay are so like this when it comes to collaboration that stuff just and we hand a script to you and we're like, oh, some of this stuff doesn't really match up.
I know.
Keith, yeah, you're right. But also sometimes I will go that extra distance to try to figure it out. I think there was only that one time I think I might have emailed you, JD, and said, I don't get what's going on here. But I will try to figure it out on my own before it comes to that. And most of the time I can. Well, you know what I think it was that messed me up is that there was a lot of pages where you guys didn't have a lot of dialogue. And the way the script is written, it doesn't let me know that those are all you know what I mean? Those are all dialogue list pages. So I was looking to kind of match the action.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was, I think, what screwed me up on that last one. I think it was I forget what the story was. It was someone was walking around the cave or something. And that's the one that I remember.
Okay. Yes. That's chapter 4, I believe. Elementropy on an alien planet, and
there's lots of pages of just checking out the planet and the cave and everything.
We really wanted to stress the point that Elementropy did that on purpose. We gave you 3 chances to get out of this. You went there, you did this, you passed this, you went through here, all in order to do what you did.
Yeah,
it is your fault. So you did this to yourself. So it was a lot of that. So
I gotcha. But we figured it out, right, guys?
That's him with the writing.
Oh,
it's not all my fault. It's not all my fault. It's not all my fault. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, and I've worked with worse people, so don't worry about that as far as professional level. So you guys
right here. He's talking about me.
Not at all. No, right. I mean, honestly, I understand, that's why I'm I understand people are coming from different, levels of the industry. So I would never be fuck this guy because he's not, professional or whatever, because I was there. We were all there, and if anything, I would just ask questions about what, to find out what I need to do to make the book better for you guys.
And you have. I mean, the thing that really impresses me, Keith, is just you seem to have an instinct for, okay, this word balloon should probably be here because it's going to lead your eye over there. That's the kind of language that you already know. And that's the level of professionalism and creativity that you have. And Levi and I both just appreciate the heck out of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're excellent. You're excellent.
Thanks. 100%.
One of the best letterers out there right now.
I think I was telling that to someone this weekend. It's all design. You just look at how do you incorporate it into it. But also, I want to make the book better for you guys. How many books have you read where the lettering is terrible and you can't even read it? Honestly, there's a lot out there. I was talking to someone this weekend that said I had to throw this book out because I couldn't even get past page 2.
Oh man.
So I get it. Like, and so I want people to read your book. So I try to make it better for you guys, so, and I appreciate the work. I always do, so I appreciate you guys bringing me on.
Hey, can I just give it? That's RJ Carr from Critical Blast, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So shout out to RJ. Yeah, he's our publisher when we're not doing the Fund My Comic thing.
Yep.
Is he printing the book for you guys?
Fulfilling. Yep.
So, he's doing the fulfillment for you. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
He does that too. That's awesome.
Yes, we need that.
What do you say? I got some old Charltons that were typewritten in the balloons. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes.
That must look really good. That's funny. Yeah, shout out to him. He was Critical Blast Publishing, I think, or
yes,
like that, right?
Yeah, we use him as publisher and fulfillment.
Nice. Are you guys thinking about bringing the book to like a Filbo or for distribution or anything like that? Or
I'm pretty sure the Critical Blast. Are you talking about the website where like every single bookstore on the world can order your book?
Kind of. No, this is more like. Oh, I know there is that. That's like the isn't that like a Barnes and Noble thing or something?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember the name of it, but it's like
something
that.
like that, right? Where they have the ability to order it at all these different bookstores. No, I was talking more about like getting into comic stores specifically, like comic distribution. Have you thought about doing that?
Right. I was gonna say maybe RJ can comment on this because this is one of the reasons we went with him as a publisher. Like he was like his books were already on that system.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Like you can just type in Galaxy Memorial Park on any platform and it'll come up as a selection for purchase.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I know he was doing that and he was doing the fulfillment. I haven't talked to him in a while, but like
Great guy. He's got a country album coming out next week on Spotify.
Yeah.
Get out. Really?
Yeah.
Country music too?
It's like the next second chapter, RJ, is that what it's called? Something like that. It's a second. It's like this is my something along with the second chapter.
Oh my god! Wow, I'll have to listen to that. I never knew he was even into music or and making it on top of that. Jeez. Okay, yeah. So he says, he's sending out Barnes and so so this is like, so he's getting it out there for stores to order and stuff, which is cool.
Yep.
I don't know if a lot of comic stores order from this. Do they, RJ? You can let me know.
Yep, it's another second chapter.
Another second chapter, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I've heard a couple of the songs already, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't been a country fan, but I would check it out just because it's RJ. That's hilarious, man. How do you go from writing Remo Williams books to doing country music? That's pretty awesome. Love that guy though. But back to you guys. So anything else exciting coming up that you want to chat about or anything before we start wrapping things up, or any other when do you guys so I think you might have said this earlier. When is this shipping? When is volume 2 shipping? Like,
campaign ends October 30th, and we considered as soon as the PDF gets done, we're thinking about this print, so it might ship early. So
okay,
yeah,
dude, why the hell not, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's what
yes.
Why not reward the people that have already purchased it with an early book? So,
exactly.
People will be so happy if you deliver before the campaign's over. That's awesome.
Oh,
and the fact that you guys are already almost done volume 3, that's crazy. I love it. I mean, you guys are so far ahead. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When do you think when do you guys bringing that in for me to letter? Is that going to be probably by the end of the year?
Somewhere I would like to be done with my penciling. So there's 3 chapters in the issue, right? The first chapter is penciled and inked. Second chapter is penciled. My son is currently inking that one, and I'm inking I'm penciling the 3rd chapter, and I would like to be done with that by September 1st, and then I will go to ink that chapter, and then I got to go by then my son should be done. So I should have 3 chapters, all penciled and inked, and I would like to go and gray tone it before I give it to you. And I was thinking like, November, December-ish. Yeah.
December-ish. Okay. Yeah. Just so I could kind of, know when it's kind of coming, so I can be ready.
If you said, hey, I want pages now, I could gray tone the chapters, chapter 8, because it's done, So, and that's the one with
I'd rather do it whenever you guys are ready, because then we could just go through the whole thing like we always do, and it might be better to just do each chapter than like we've been doing. It might be easier on your wallet too, unless it's better to break it up. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And RJ said basically any store can order from the system, but nobody can guarantee that they will get your book on the shelves. That's true. RJ will go, 110% to make sure you guys get the book. So that's a good person to know. And so no other comics, right? Besides Galaxy, that's your hard focus. Okay.
That's our focus.
Yes.
Awesome.
How many do you foresee doing? How many volumes do you guys think
there's going to be
there'll be?
4 volumes, and then the book will be colored and collected into 1 volume. And that's the main reason why, like, going to the conventions in 2 years is like, I just want to sell 1 volume. I just want to be like, here's the book, here's the book, full story.
Yeah.
Actually, I should probably throw something out there. One of the things, I don't know when, but we have actually a great big bunch of fiction stories based on, heroes and villains of this world. And when you subscribe to our newsletter, you get it's a monthly newsletter that we have, and you get like a little piece of flash fiction every single month. And I've been collecting those, and I'm not exactly gonna, I don't know when, but that's going to be collected into a story collection, a fiction story collection. So that's, go ahead.
I was gonna say probably on campaign 4 or the hardcover campaign, either one.
Yes,
like we will have like a
bonus thing, like a bonus section for the book or something like that. Yeah,
yes.
Stories,
that would be cool.
Stories do
Hell, you guys got all those designs that I see you putting up on social media all the time too. You got all that stuff too.
Yes,
you can almost make a book on that stuff, like on its own, like as a bonus or something. Bonus material or something. It's something to think about. Or just petered into each volume little by little, you can do that. Yeah, that's all good stuff to have,
Yes.
Supplemental material is huge, so. Awesome, guys. Well, I will put the link for the campaign in the chat right now.
Thank you.
If you're watching this tomorrow, that will also be in the description of the video.
Woohoo.
And let me see. There we go. And you said it's ending in October
30th. Yes.
October 30th. Yeah, look at this. We can put out a 5x8 soft cover. The stories is a superhero anthology on its own.
Yep. That's kind of what we were thinking, RJ.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. Yeah, and just added benefit to the campaign, added stuff, All right, Genta. Did you want to shout out the social media for
GalaxyMemorialPark.com? GalaxyMemorialPark.com.
And that's
all the links are there. All the links are there.
Yeah, follow these guys on Twitter and Instagram. They release like designs all the time and different panels. It's really cool.
Yeah.
You got
sometimes embarrassing
into the comics.
Yeah.
What's that, Levi?
Sometimes embarrassing. Yeah, concepts.
Sometimes embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, I gave Jay my whole file, and you got to realize, for my physical therapy, I did a piece a day, for over years, and then I just dropped the file on Jay. I'm just like, use whatever you want. I'm just like, here I am naked. Here's everything. Yeah. Yeah,
he's blasting out.
We've not used that. We've not used.
No. Just, yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that piece it literally was just like some spaghetti I threw at the wall, Jay, and he's like, nope, it's like Galaxy Memorial Park, and you're like, yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it helps I mean, just shows that you guys got a ton of material, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like even I'm looking at it and I was like, shit, I haven't even seen this character yet. And so it's great. It's cool. I like it. It feels like a lived in, fully formed universe, so congrats to that. Like,
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's really a great way to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. All right. Well, thank you again for coming on. And I guess I'll look forward to hearing from you guys by the end of the year.
No problem.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Thank
you guys have a great night, and everybody
having you guys on.
Yeah. Any last words for them before they leave, Harry? Or you
Harry?
Good?
No, just nice to meet you guys again. Have you noticed, you said you were joking earlier, Levi, about your artwork, how it's gotten better, or whatever. But has it actually, gotten? I mean, when you compare the first book to where you are now, has it changed drastically, or?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's night and day better. It's I don't want to toot my own horn like, yay, I'm the best, but yeah, I've gotten way better. Jay will tell you my expressions in my faces have gotten way better.
Awesome.
Yes, I mean,
I've seen the artwork get better per every chapter, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but no,
way better.
I'm gonna I'll make this really, really quick. I've seen faces and facial expressions. There's one that I keep wanting to put on social media, but it's like, no, wait till the campaign is over with. Put this up there and say, this is what's waiting for you in volume 3. And it's so awesome. His facial expressions they're like eerie. They're so lifelike. They're really good. Really good.
That's a good tease.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, gents. Well, thank you for coming on. And
thank you.
Like I said, I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Very cool. Thank you again, man.
All right.
Absolutely.
Nice you guys Have a great night, guys.
Take care, fellas.
See ya.
Good luck.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome, man.
Very cool.
Man, dude,
Nice.
What a night, huh? So much going on.
So many great guests tonight. It was amazing. All from different spectrums of the indie comic world. We had such a wide variety here. Love the collaborative team that we ended on here with. They have such a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know me and you are friggin' beat, so I'm not going to stay on much longer here.
No, let's give Harry a little time. Did you have something you wanted to show, Harry?
Do I? Or do I?
Oh, I don't
Harry,
know.
What I wanted to ask you, when we had the last guests on, what'd you think of the logo for Galaxy Memorial Park? Because I did that logo.
I was looking at it. Oh, you did? I mean, it's simple, yet that's what a logo should be, simple and memorable. That's
good. What I wanted. I wanted to I was thinking just headstone, tomb, that kind of thing, No, and I was that's why I didn't go fancy with the fonts or anything either,
yeah.
And then I designed the headstone behind it and everything. So, but yeah, I wanted, when they were here, I wanted to see. I forgot to mention that. I wanted to.
Oh yeah, you should have. I was looking at it. No, I noticed it. It's when I see it, I knew it was that.
It's from the deluxe days, dude. That's where I learned.
Yeah. I wish I could have had more of a life this weekend, or a week that you guys had, because I wanted to go to one of the cons, but I got hammered with work. I had to do 3 menus, 3 full, size menus.
Yeah, when you say menus, is it for a restaurant, an
for
actual
a restaurant? Yeah,
okay.
For a restaurant, so 8.5 by 14 front and back. One that's 12 by 12 by 14 front and back. A folding one a skinny one, but it's very. And then finally the 4th project was a mailer, a 6 by 12 or 12.5 mailer or whatever. That front and back again, like a postcard size thing. And this thing made me angry because I was working on it, and there was so many fonts used. I had to basically recreate this mailer. And I had Futura, Arial, Times. It had even papyrus.
Papyrus.
Papyrus was used in this Chinese.
This was on
menu.
a mailer. Was it
on a mailer? I'm like, oh my god! Like really? I was like laughing to myself. I had I knew it instantly because it's a joke.
Yeah, right. Did it have Comic Sans? Like, if it had Comic Sans,
I wouldn't have been surprised. Like, I don't think those two fonts can coexist in one thing.
Right. Oh my god, I can't imagine anything more boring than having to do a menu. Like,
oh my god.
I mean, when I was at Deluxe, even doing because we had to do Johnny. So when me and Harry worked, it was like business forms. Like we would design
pretty much.
A company would come to us. Yeah, so company would come to us and we'd have like a standard form, and we'd have to put their logo on it and things like that. But sometimes we had to build a form from scratch. Right. And you know how an invoice, when you flip it over, it has all that print on the back, all the legalese crap.
Yes. Oh my! Sometimes literally, it was like a lawyer.
Yeah, it was it was all
literally legalese.
I couldn't stand, dude. I couldn't do it. We were supposed to scan it all in and
written
double check it for spelling and all that. I couldn't even read it. I was just I'm not reading this shit. So I would just scan it, put it on there, and then just send it on its way. I used to get in trouble all the time because there was so many mistakes on it. I was just I didn't care.
It was literally
this shit away from me.
I think it was literally it was probably in 4.5 or 5 point font. You know what I mean? It's tiny.
It was so tiny.
It's crazy.
It's if
it didn't even look.
Think of the most boringest thing in the world and then having to read that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
And it's the thing that made me angry too.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's with the comic book store now, right? They're starting to take in Pokemon cards. And I told the owner, I was like, you could train me on this, but I'm just not going to be able to learn it because I cannot stand those fucking things.
Right.
I know. Right?
It's I cannot learn it. I can't. I cannot learn what's a good Pokemon. I don't have it in me. There's certain things I can't do, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
I can't learn it, Johnny. I might be able to learn Magic, but I cannot learn Pokemon.
I'm the same way though. I only have experience from Magic because I played at the very beginning when it first started.
But I can learn that because I kind of like Magic, but Pokemon I can't do it.
I think Magic is differentiating because they're picking up all these licensed IPs now that they're applying to their game mechanics, which make it really fun. When I played Magic regularly with Rick and my buddy Jay, we would pine for the day that we would have Marvel characters that we could play Magic sets of. And now here we are that day. You know what I mean? Where that stuff's successful.
Did you guys get a game together yet? Speaking of, or no, not yet.
Been a long time since I played with those guys. I need to get a game going.
You know what was good? Did you ever play Hero Clicks? We got into that for a while.
I played it once or twice briefly. I wanted to get into it, but I just couldn't collect all the little figurines.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of money to do that to buy all those, and you never know which one you are gonna get either.
Right.
Too. Yeah, that was the other thing. It's the blind bag thing. Amy says, "Cut to the present time, and people are fighting with companies about the fine print." Thanks.
That's a very true statement. That's a super true statement.
But Harry, what were you saying though before I took over?
I was gonna close my thought on the form on the menus. I did one, and the sample that was given to me was it looked like it fit on an 8.5 by 12 regular size paper, front and back. So I completed the entire thing front and back, and then I was I was given a crap ton of samples, and after I had finished it, I found somewhere else in the folder. I'm like, oh, look at this. Here's a more cleaner version of it, but that version fit on an 18 by 14 size, 8.5 by 14 size. Wait a second, should it be? So I completely did it wrong on the wrong size thing. and I couldn't I had to redo it all over again on the 8.5 by 14 and like re-typeset it. So I actually did 5 or 4 menus in a postcard. So the pain in the ass. But I was going to ask you if you had. I know, I was so exhausted. I was so happy when I finished like this. I finished everything on Saturday night. You know, like at 2 a.m. So it's okay to have like a free Sunday. You know.
Yeah.
But did you get a chance to go visit that store, that retro store?
No, not yet.
New Hampshire? No,
not yet. We were gonna go. We took a trip to Manchester a couple weeks ago, so I could check out Core Gaming, which is an old gaming video game store, retro store. But it was so far away from Nashua that I was like, I'm probably not going to go to that store today. So one of these days, I'm going to go back up there. Maybe when I'm more in the Nashua area, I'll go check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to check it out. It looks cool, you know. So
it looks. It's like a new store that I mean.
Talking about it was like this 80s retro store in Nashua opened up.
That's cool.
Has cool like old 80s wrestling stuff and like Elf and everything that was 80s. It was awesome, you know.
That's cool. I like that. Like that horror store in Hudson that we went to.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Right,
except you know, almost like the same size from the looks of it too. You know,
it's a small little store, but
one of these days, maybe if we get up to the UFO thing.
Oh yeah,
Exeter might be maybe that would be a pit stop or something. You know,
that would be cool.
It's coming up in a few weeks. Later this
is it Labor Day weekend? Is it Labor Day weekend?
Labor Day weekend, right? Yep.
Sucks that it's that ready to get so much going on that weekend. I gotta figure out what I want to do. Yeah, I'd like to go to that though. So we'll see.
I don't want to oversell it either. You know, it's not that huge. It's like a little dinky little town, and you know, this celebrates UFOs. Like a real story though that happened. Back in the 40s.
I saw that they have like speakers going there. It's almost like panels like about aliens and shit.
Crazy.
Yeah. It looks wild. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Didn't they used to have something here? Wasn't there something here in Leominster, like a Bigfoot convention at one point?
There used to be a UFO convention here in Leominster. They used to have it at like City Hall. I don't know whatever happened.
Down the street here.
Yeah, I never went to it, but you would see ads for it in all the places.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah, I know. I think it was back when we were throwing the first early Plastic Cities, because I remember seeing, because the mayor was, you know, hey, you guys should do your convention at City Hall, and I'm like, I don't know, but that's where they ended up doing their convention. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways,
would that be an option one day to do it there, to do your
if we pared it down to the level of the first year, we could do it there. I don't know how much it would cost. Yeah, they have like just like a you know, like a nice auditorium area, but it's not super huge. But it would you could do a small show there for sure and probably fit comfortably. I don't know, maybe 30 tables, 30, 40 tables if you're lucky. You know, so you could do a small show there, you know, which I've thought about doing a small show again, but right now I can't think about that, you know, so
right.
Let's get through the upcoming show.
Yeah, exactly. Before I start thinking about another show. I don't know how Joe does it. I don't know how Joe does so many shows a year, or even Gary or any of those guys that do multiple shows. I don't know how they do it. It's a lot of work.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, but you know, on that note, I know me and Johnny are friggin' destroyed from Terrificon, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Anything else you guys want to shout out before I close this out?
Well, maybe next. I don't know. Do you want to get your thing done first? Your printed before we show it, or
the banner? Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if you had something else to share. That's why, because
no,
at the top of the show, Keith was like, "Oh, Harry, close your image."
So no. I can show it again. I don't know if you saw it. The my $1 Million Man.
Is it good for live though?
No, I showed. This is the drawing I showed last time. The $1 Million.
You did a drawing for Ted DiBiase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for fun. Yeah, I don't know if I.
Are you gonna bring it to the Plastic City to show them?
Well, I'll have to get it printed and hold on.
I can't wait for Plastic City, especially meeting $1 Million Man. Like, My inner child is fucking excited as hell.
Me too, man. I hope he seems like a nice guy. So
he does seem like a nice guy.
All right, I have it up if you want.
Oh, with the kid. That's right. I remember that now. Yes.
So here's my sketch, and then here it is colored.
Yes.
So good. Print that up and give it to him.
So good.
Print it up. Maybe put it on
basketball.
That'd make a great sticker. Just make a sticker.
Would make
or
a
something.
great sticker. You know.
Yeah, I'll definitely show. I mean, maybe I'll print it out bigger and give it to him. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with it.
You can print them at like Staples and stuff for like, you know, bigger size or little size, whatever you want.
Like a sticker, you think, or what? And give
you do a sticker. You can do
a sticker. Get a pack of 50 stickers and just give it to them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm running out of time now. I can have my friend there print them.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks to get it together.
Yeah, Jesus.
I know. I still got to get the map finished this week. I got so much work to do. It's not even funny. We just got all the sound equipment in here for the panel too.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we did put money into getting sound. So we got to test all that stuff. There's just a ton of like little things to do.
Did you recruit artists for Sketch Off?
No, but I definitely need to do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got Ryan. Who do you think would? Yeah, well, we could talk about this off the air.
We can talk it off air. Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, right. Plus, I'm sure people might find that boring, anyways. How about this guy? No, how about this guy? You know. But all right, guys.
Oh yeah, we'll talk after. I was gonna say maybe you should have maybe instead of like a sketch off, maybe do like a fun thing like a win, lose, or draw show. Remember that TV show?
Yeah.
You have like two teams, and you gotta like find like guess what the drawing is, or you're shown like what the thing is that you're trying to draw, and then like guys so someone draws it, and your team has to guess what it is or whatever. I think it's
like a different idea for a different panel because I feel like sketch off's more like an improv thing.
But I like that idea though. There's something there, Harry.
Yeah, maybe
something
that'd
different
be good for like a 3-day show because you could do sketch off on one day and then that on another day. Something to think about, Johnny.
Yeah, that's actually not that bad of an idea.
Yeah, especially if you're looking to get a free table somewhere, you can offer it like that as a thing,
like a trio or double panels or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But all right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this up. Me and Johnny are destroyed from Terrificon. Like, subscribe, share the channel. And you know what? I just realized that we're gonna be live the Monday after Plastic City, but at least we have the Sunday to recover beforehand.
There you go.
Okay, which is good. At least we got a day. But I'm gonna try to not do that in the future, so that we're more alert and with it, So, but all right, everybody, thanks so much. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode, and most importantly, read some comics, everybody. All right, have a great night, great rest of your week, and
have a good night.
Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
Adios.